Today's guest is another fighter for Team Vault, ready to take part in the 11th Perth Corporate Rumble on October 7. We discuss social media, Dungeons & Dragons, life as a crowd controller, video games, World Vaping Championships and shaving guinea pigs. Special thanks to Vault Protective Security Services, major sponsor of today's guest, as well as Gobsmack Sports Mouthguards and Cablewise, major sponsor of the Perth Corporate Rumble. So please welcome Mr. Josh Missak. Got chairs with wheels on it, mate. That's my next thing.
We just recently upgraded in the office in our boardroom, and we went from wheelie chairs, your standard office chairs, to ones without. And I tell you what, it's a fucking nightmare.
It is. It's a pain, isn't it? Why should? But I've been talking like this for ages, like for a couple of years. I go, I'll get some good chairs. I thought these chairs were comfy. They're getting a bit worn now. I'm definitely going to upgrade. What about a saddle chair? You know the saddle chairs?
This may be good. We found some like second-hand ones, and we're in the process of moving office. And
where do you work?
We're in Subi. We're in for Vault. Vault Security. Vault Protective Security Services.
I was going to say, you guys are sponsoring two people. You're obviously sponsoring yourself, and you're sponsoring Rory. Jeez.
So, Rory got lucky. Yeah, he got two sponsors. And he got Night Owl as well.
He did. Good on him.
I unfortunately just the one for me. I'm not the golden child. I'm just that other guy.
So you're upgrading the office now?
Yeah. So we're moving. It was supposed to be this weekend, but we'll be in the following week. So just
where were you?
So we're in Subi. We're on Hay Street.
Yep.
And we're moving across the road.
Oh, okay. So nice and close.
Just where we get our coffee, 20 metres away, that building. We're moving into a larger floor, so we're just expanding, which is really good. So
you're moving across the road. So is it there's that window or there's that distance thing where is if you're moving? Let's just say I was living here and I was moving 2 doors down. It's doable. You can walk the stuff down. But if I was living 200 metres down, it's that little bit too far. You got to load it, move it, and down.
Yeah, well, there's that.
Are you walking it across?
No.
Oh, no.
Absolutely not. We got a desk. What we're going to do is we're going to pay someone. They're going to pull up in the truck. They're going to load it all up, and then they're going to drive away from the next place because it's a one-way street. They're going to do a loop around and come back, and then park up.
And not get a park. And do another lap.
I think we've got our own base, so we'll probably be able to put the trucks in there. Okay. But yeah, we've got a lot of heavy stuff, so to get it across that road will be probably a little difficult. So.
Would movers be the worst job?
Oh no, there's got to be worse. There's got to be worse.
But it's not the. I mean, the work is hard in the sense of it's heavy lifting. You're always manoeuvring around. Nothing's ever straight. There's always something. Yeah. And I think it might come down to the people. Because you imagine getting a scratch in the desk. You'd have to be covered for everything. That scratch wasn't there.
Well, that's just knowing how shit some of our stuff is. Like our desk, they're falling apart because we've moved them so many times. You don't tell the mover that. They gotta pick the desk up and just snap. So you have to be ready for everything.
New desk.
Yeah. Oh, that was $8,000. That desk, was it?
That limited edition.
Yeah, that was one of a kind. Custom made by some famous by Jesus of Nazareth.
It's made out of pallets. Yeah. Moving. Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to do it, to be honest.
As a job.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think I even want to do it just to help a friend out,
And you see the guys that do the moving, they're all, nothing against these guys, they work hard, but they all seem to be quite slight of stature, strong, but they all seem to be running on a diet of Red Bull and cigarettes as well.
You're not seeing Olympic bodybuilders, are you?
Nah.
You're not seeing anyone who's twice the size of the irregular human being. Yeah, they're all jacked up on Dare Ice coffee and vapes,
We were talking about vapes yesterday.
Yeah.
That stuff.
It's taken over.
That is not good.
I must admit, I have fallen into the trap. So.
Do you vape?
Yes, unfortunately.
Okay, after I just bagged it out, man.
I'm all about it because I know how bad it is, and this might be one of my character traits or flaws, you might say.
That's all right. We've all got a vice.
Mine seems to be quite a lot, though. A lot of vices.
Did you?
I think, looking deeper, the core issue is just weak willpower.
Addictive personality.
The rubber arm. Yeah.
So, were you a smoker prior?
I wasn't. That's the thing. So, I I remember going through like high school, and then you start going to parties and stuff, and then you've got that one friend who always smoked, the one that left school before everyone else.
Oh yeah,
and he's at the house parties and he's chuffing away, and then you've got your other friends who are like, it's just a social cigarette, And I remember telling two of my friends, I was like, you say it's a social smoke, and before you know, you're going to be full-time smokers, and sure enough, full-time smokers, and I think they've cut back. However, that's how it starts. The vapes come along. Oh yeah, these taste cool. These are fun, right? It's just on the weekend.
It's fine. It's just steam. It's like being in the shower. It's fine. It's bubble gum.
Next thing you know, someone's pulling it out on cashing up on a Wednesday. And you're like, yeah, why not? And then you go, man, I could really go for one. Nah, I won't buy one. I'll partake, but I won't buy one. Next thing you know, someone goes, hey, I'm just going to leave this here. Yeah,
because they're like a battery base, and you recharge you put stuff in the top.
I think there's so many different ones you get. You get those disposable ones you just buy and you toss them when they're done, and there's the ones that people fill up and charge up and everything like that. So it's a full industry now. Like you can mix and match, you can make your own probably. Who knows? Like,
do you know? There is a quick vape story. Jeez, it's supposed to be about you guys. This just seems to be more about me lately. Let's talk about me.
How are you, Brad?
Tell us
a story,
Brad.
man.
Yeah, I've talked about me. Now tell me, what do you think about me?
Yeah. I tell you what I have remarked on though, you got a voice for radio, mate.
Mate,
yeah,
really?
Yeah,
I know.
I think that's one of your traits, and you're commentating for the fight, right?
I am.
It's gonna be
Hope so, unless I do something in between now and then.
Yeah. Hey, unless you tell people to watch it on crackstreams.com. Foxtel.
I don't think they're live streaming it this year. We are trying to live stream the commentary to the tables. This is still in its early days, where if you take a pair of headphones like Bluetooth earpods or something, you can actually link in and listen to us commentating.
That's cool.
Which would be good. I remember I have to hit that mute button between fights because people say some stuff that shouldn't be repeated.
That sly comment on the side when you think no one's listening.
The judges.
Fuck, look at that idiot.
That guy's an idiot. That Glenn Austin guy, he's an idiot.
Why the fuck would he do that?
You know how we feel about Cable Wise.
I've been hearing a lot of hate about Cable Wise.
The only reason I think we give Cable Wise a hard time is because they're spot on. They're so supportive. Good on you, Cable Wise. Everything we say about Cable Wise is just a joke. Now, vape story. Very quick. I was always curious about it when it came a few years back because I won one, right? I entered this competition. I can't believe I did. I entered this competition to go to the World Vaping Championships. Right?
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Is it the ones where like they're blowing as much as possible, or the tricks and stuff?
Yeah,
I think,
and they blow it and then they mould it into these shapes.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, I said I have got to see this. Just by myself, surprisingly. My wife didn't want to go with me. So I entered this competition because it sold out. It was in some backyard down at Coburn.
Yeah.
And how's that, World Championships in Coburn? And I entered this competition. I went, oh, beautiful. And like third prize was 2 tickets. And this was years ago. This is like 6-7 years ago when it just started. Anyway, the guy called me and goes, oh, congratulations, you've won. I went, oh, beautiful, 2 tickets. He goes, no, you won first prize. And I said, all right, what's first prize? He goes, first prize is the brand, vape cannon. And I said, Jesus, okay, thanks. And he goes, and 2 litres of e-juice.
Oh, no way.
And I said, oh, mate, I appreciate that. And he goes, it's got a value. I said, I don't care. Can I just get 2 tickets to the show instead?
I get third place.
Yeah. He goes, no, that's third place. I said, I know, mate. Can I swap it?
Yeah.
For third place? And he goes, no, we've already called third place. And I just went, Jesus, here we go. So I didn't end up going. And then I got that vape thing. And me and my mates, I'll name him. His name's Brad Grant. We gave it a crack one day.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I think we had it turned up too high.
Oh, okay.
It just tasted like
death. Yeah.
It was just burning something or other, and I breathed out, and I don't know what was going on, but it was just this cloud.
Yeah, it's obnoxious as well, isn't it? You see guys out in the bars and clubs, and you're in the smokers area, or whatever, and people are smoking, and there's that one guy, and he's trying to be polite, he's trying to blow up, and he's just coating the entire place. Isn't this white smoke? Like, surely you do that and you go, fuck, I'm an idiot.
They do. They do smell better than cigarettes.
That's true.
Got to
that's
give
true.
them that.
Nothing-
Doesn't get in your clothes.
And I think maybe that's, why I never took up smoking is because they smell disgusting.
Yeah,
You know?
and you can't hide it either. But you can hide the vape smell, can't you?
Yeah, you can. Well, I think that they smell nice and then they go away. Whereas, cigarettes, they linger. They're in the clothing, they're in your beard and stuff. Like, I've had a cigarette before, I've gone home and I've showered, brushed my teeth, I've washed my face. And I'm going, I can still smell it. Yeah, gross stuff.
That's no good.
Nah.
Why don't they make tobacco-flavoured vapes?
I think they do.
Really?
And you'd have to be a psycho to do it. I mean, isn't the whole point of having a vape is that you're not smoking cigarettes? Like,
I guess. I just don't know whether I'd want to smoke bubblegum.
yeah. Oh, I mean, it's like a treat, right? Would you prefer like a real sour treat, or would you prefer something sweet?
Yeah, true.
So maybe that's what it
Get
is.
used to it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Does it have nicotine in it?
They do. Yeah.
Is that how do you get the stuff with the nicotine in it? Because isn't that didn't I see something?
Yeah, they're banned. There's always people.
There's always why.
There's always. I think how they were getting away with it because, I mean, you could get them, and then I think the whole issue was. And, I went to an Airbnb down in Bustleton, I stayed there, a little staycation, and we seen the kid in the house next door. He would have been like 16 years old, And he's like, bye, Mum, on his bike. The second he's out the driveway, blowing clouds. And it's like, okay, that's bad. That's bad. You got kids.
16, jeez.
Yeah, and they're just non-stop, Yep. And I think obviously that's where the issues come from. They've gone, all right, time to crack down.
Yeah.
So they cracked down, and then I think a lot of places were able to get away with it because what they said was as long as 50% of their store was selling other products, they could sell them, even though you're not allowed to sell them. So
Products.
Yeah, just
crack pipes.
Yeah, or I mean, what else do they sell at a smoke shop?
I don't know. Bongs.
Bongs, probably.
Is it called a bong? Is that what it's called? It's called a smoking implement vase or something.
The smoking vase, yeah.
That's
okay,
it.
yeah.
Paraphernalia.
Maybe. Yeah, so all that kind of stuff, and lighters and all that. So I think that's how they got away with it. But then they've banned it again. People still have them. People are still ordering them by the boatload, probably. So I've got to get rid of them.
True.
So I imagine they'll be around for a while still. So.
I think so. I just don't think people know the damage. Thing is, we don't know the damage, and I'm not saying vape, but there might be very little damage.
Who knows?
Who knows?
I mean, I can't imagine, heating up some sort of gas and then inhaling it.
Can't be good.
For you.
No.
Yeah.
Could be vitamin C. Maybe throw some vitamins in there. Imagine that. Some B12.
C,
some iron for the ladies.
Oh, absolutely. Don't forget your magnesium, So good for
I
joints.
was getting cramps the other day. I need a magnesium vape.
It does wonders. I tell you what, like, you get the occasional day where you're just like, fuck, I'm sore, and you're cramping up, and just one little tablet fixes everything.
Yeah.
It's crazy,
I'm a strong believer, though, in balancing out the stress relief you get from so-called like bad vices like alcohol and cigarettes. I like to balance it out. I was thinking, at the end of the day, if you get a cheeky dart in you and you relax, good on you. Why have that stress?
Can you just explain this relief part to the stress? That's a concept I'm not sure I understand. No, but absolutely. I think, if it works for you, if that helps you, go for it. I mean, end of the day, short life, so
yeah, exactly.
If you're enjoying it, well, you're able to cope. You're dealing with the stress. Go nuts, as long as you're not hurting anyone else.
Is a ciggy worse than a Macca's Big Mac? Major sponsor, McDonald's.
Thank you, McDonald's. I tell you what, they have probably been sponsoring me this last how many weeks are we in? 4. So, touching on the diet topic.
I don't think there's if you keep it in check, I don't see a drama with the occasional. I mean, I'm not a drinker or a smoker, but I don't see a drama with it. I know my kid's in year 2, and I know when he gets home, if I give him a dart, he's fine. I'm just joking.
No, we don't do that. We don't participate in that kind of thing.
I can just imagine getting a phone call now from someone. Brad's giving his kid darts.
Yeah, what's the what do they call the child protection place? Yeah.
My 8-year-old's got nicotine stains on his head. None of that's going on. Jeez, can you see why these interviews
really stretch out.
Oh my God.
It's just so easy to talk shit.
One person has done the interview with just the questions. You know the questions I sent you? He's done just that. He was all business.
Yeah.
And I believe it was 21 minutes.
Wow.
That was the quickest.
A lot of adverts in there. Yeah. Hey guys, we'll be right back. We just started.
We don't have a sponsor. We did get asked to be a sponsor.
Yeah?
A company asked to sponsor this, of all shows, this one. And, well, we don't have them anymore. I won't name the people.
We'll just go back to the previous podcast.
Oh, no, it would never came up because it was. I'm not going to name the people, but they. How am I not going to give them away? All right, they had drinks. Okay, a certain type of drink. The people that would do it will probably listen to this, so I'm not going to name them, but I'll tell you afterwards.
Yeah.
Anyhow, and they've said, "Oh, we want to sponsor your show." I said, "Why?" No, I said, "Good on you." And they said, all right, can you do this? And we'll pay you in drinks. And these were alcoholic drinks like hard cider kind of stuff, that kind of stuff.
That really narrows down the sponsor list. So we're getting this investigation happening right now.
I said, thanks. I'm not a big drinker. But I said, yeah, no dramas. We'll do it. I'll wear your shirt. And I don't know, for the weigh-ins or something, I'll bring all the drinks down and then the sponsors can drink. I don't really care. They said, yeah, that's good. They said, but we want to ask you we want you to ask some questions related to our product during your interviews. I said, okay, like what? And it's not. I'm going to just say choc milk. It's not choc milk. Okay, that's all I can think of. And they said, we want you to ask your guests what's their favourite choc milk flavour. Like I'll say brown. It wasn't browns, by the way. Like, what's your favourite brown flavour? And I was like, oh God, all right. And then they said, and this is stuff that I don't know if anyone drinks it. And they said, we want also you to ask, what's the perfect way to enjoy Brown's drink, or something like that. All these questions. I'm like,
so do you have like a tasting board before everyone walks in? You just go.
I had some of it. I was like, I like to enjoy tipping this crap down the sink. This is horrible.
It's not nice, is it?
It was.
I've had a couple. I've tried a few different ones.
They're no longer. They never ended up taking up the sponsorship.
Yeah, okay.
As you can tell.
Well, I've tried what do they call it? Hard soda. Just that whole range.
White Claw.
Yeah, stuff like that. It's gross.
No law with the claw.
It's gross. It's gross. You know, I mean, I'm not a big drinker at the best of times. I'll do maybe, one or two a year, but that stuff's nasty.
Is it sugar free?
Probably. There's probably one of them. It's probably like Monster, they've got all your sugar and then they've got the sugar-free one. Probably something like that. I think everyone at this point has, all their flavours, like Red Bull V, special thanks if anyone wants to sponsor me from Red Bull V.
Red Bull would be all right.
That'd be nice.
Just for the merch. They got some serious merch.
That's some cool stuff. I think they've actually got an office across the road from us now.
Really?
So I might have to pay them a visit.
Red Bull, if you want to sponsor the interview sessions, hit me up. I'll probably bag out them. What about UDLs? Is that the same thing? Are they still around?
I think so. I mean, they were around when I first turned 18. They were the drink of choice for many a female.
So expensive, though.
Them and the cruisers, the vodka cruisers.
Vodka cruisers. Yeah. Remember Lemon Ruskies?
Yep. They're still around. Yeah.
You are joking.
Yeah.
They are just acid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they're cheap. So
are they cheap?
Yeah, I think
they used to be so expensive.
Well, cheap. Let's go with cheap because cheaper. I think what people are paying like $12-13 a drink these days. That's
madness. That's
crazy.
Absolute madness.
Yeah,
and
it's not cheap to go out anymore.
Well, it is for the PCR where the tickets are on sale this Friday.
6.5 hour drink.
7.5.
7.5.
I believe it's 7. Don't quote me on that. I probably should know.
Yeah.
Because I'm organising the tickets.
I'm going to go out and say I'm pretty sure it's 6.5, but hey, it's long enough.
It goes from 6. This is my maths for me. It goes from 6 to 1:30.
Yeah, that would be 7.5. Yeah.
Sure, it's 7.5. It's a lot.
Then again, that said, we've lost a couple of fighters, so will it go to 1:30?
Oh, it'll still go to 1:30,
yeah.
no
Stretch
question. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what the beauty is for some of the people who don't drink, like me, for example. Listen, drink responsibly, everyone.
Except on the night.
The best thing is to look at everyone around about 10:30. Have a quick scan of the room. And then, I don't know, whatever fight's finishing. And everyone's like, yeah, it's getting on. I'm going to get my money's worth here. And then you see some of the greatest power drinking you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Just the red wine comes out. Guys who've been on the beers all night switch to red wine.
Terrible idea. Terrible idea.
That's no good.
Never mix.
You'd lost some fighters. Hey, just jump back to what you said.
Yeah.
I know
I think
Zach did his ribs.
He did. I think, Barry the Bomber, I like to call him. So
Who's that?
little Irish fella.
Yeah.
Oh, please,
Don't-
please. I hope he's Irish. If he's not Irish, I'm in trouble.
Barry Cox.
That's the one.
Don't tell me we've lost him.
No. He's the one. He's the one
Jesus.
handing out the punishment. So
Really?
yeah.
He's a little
sorry if
savage.
no one knew that. Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Very
So
good.
I'm just glad he's probably about 40 kilos lighter than me because he's made a mess of me a couple of times at training. So
He missed out on a PCR. Something happened, and he was supposed to do it. I think probably about a year ago, and missed
right.
out.
yeah, okay. Well, I feel bad for the person that's getting him this year.
So I know Zach. Zach was heartbroken. He's a good guy.
So nice. Super upset about it. So he's nice.
He would have been fighting Barry though.
He would have been.
So I would have been quietly happy. If it was me, this is me.
I think taking the L on the ribs is probably the safest option. So
And I think it's Kai. Something with work.
haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah.
Haven't. I mean, there's a few. That's the thing. A few people are away, and then so I don't know who's out and who's just not there. So
Did someone do their ribs the other night?
apparently, because Glenn did a post about being careful about the ribs. So I think this is like the second one that's happened, but I'm not sure who. So
Maybe
but
the mind games have started already.
just getting in everyone's head. So that was always the plan for me. Like, let's get in there. Let's do a couple of rounds because I'm good for about one.
Yeah.
So
You were dominating on the pads. Absolutely dominating
I like to
on
think
the pads.
pads are my greatest enemy, you know. But I wanted to make a good impression going in because if I had to go more than a round, I'm in a bit of trouble.
Oh. So they're trying to end it early.
Fitness has been, let's just say, it's been a work in progress. So
When you split off in the teams, if you're into mind games and just blatant shit stirring, when you split off into your teams, that's when things start getting getting good.
I've tried to keep things fairly polite. You know, I've grown up with a big mouth, so you know it's always been a strong trait of mine.
Can you back it up though?
Well, I'd like to think so, and I think with age, with a bit of maturity, I've gone, hey, maybe tamp that down until you know for sure, and then really bring.
Oh yeah,
you know, because the last thing you want to do is go, I'm gonna fuck you up, and then just get knocked out.
Oh, that's me. Talk so much shit, I cannot back any of it up.
And there's a bit of it. There's a bit of it in the gym, and just seeing it as well. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be awkward when they lose. So
is it? But it's got to be all tongue in cheek.
I think so. I think there's been no real beef. There's not yet, and I think maybe once we do the split, there might be some. Yeah, I think knowing who you're going to be fighting is
gonna be different.
Yeah, I think that adds a layer. Next Thursday we find out.
14th, yeah. Do you know it's 1 month today?
That's crazy. It feels like it's been a lot longer. Yeah.
Remember induction day? It just seemed like yesterday.
It was literally the other day, and
almost halfway through.
On Tuesday, I was just thinking, fuck, we're nearly all the way through. So it's a bit disappointing. I'm going to be away for 2 weeks, right near the end, and I'm going to be in Ballroom.
Well, are you going to the international vaping competition?
That's right. I'll be at the Denpasar World Championship. So,
have you got the cannon? This thing was like a shoebox. Honestly, it was massive, like a car battery.
That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Well, how come you're away?
I'm 30 this year. So, and my brother's
when's that?
End of the year, December. So 2 days after Christmas. But my brother's 40 and my dad's 60. So we were like, cool.
Oh, nice.
We'll all go away, you know.
Oh,
so we planned
beautiful.
That start of the year. And then obviously this has popped up and I've gone, this would be a great idea. So I'm away for 2 weeks and then I'm back for a week before the fight. So my plan, you know, is just drink all the tap water on day one, ride out the barley belly for the first week, come good second week, and then come back and be okay.
Iron guts when you get back.
Oh, I tell you what, if I come back and I'm fragile, I'm going to be so angry.
You're in Bali.
So I'm going to probably go pay $20 a day, get someone to hold some pads for me, get a personal trainer over.
You could.
Absolutely.
You could definitely do that. Because I don't know if this is true, but you know how people go to Thailand to do those Muay Thai, I don't know how to say that, the sort of weeks over there. From what I hear, it's moving south into like Indonesia as well.
I'm
Indonesia
not
good fighters.
Absolutely. I mean, you're going to find them everywhere. You know? So
What condition are you going to be in though to train?
I think it's with family, so I don't think it's going to be too hectic. Just steer clear of my mum. So, loves a bev. So, so I think I'll be safe as long as I'm in bed at a reasonable hour.
Yeah.
So, but I think that's the plan. The plan is to at least train maybe once every second day at worst. And I mean, it won't be too hard to find someone to hold pads. So
You'll be so motivated as well.
Gotta be, because I'm missing out on all the fun. The fun's hitting everyone else in the face,
It is, and I think you will. I mean, you might be. Something might click, and then you might just be off the alcohol, off the vapes, everything.
Yeah,
it might be a piece of cake.
That's the plan.
Can happen.
Yeah. So, because I'm just worried not that I'll fall behind, but just that I'm not going to see where everyone else is at in those last 2 weeks, or almost last 2 weeks, and because that's been sizing up the competition's been half the fun,
Do you have any idea who you're going to be?
Honestly, no. There's a couple of, so I'm like 96, 97 kilos, and there's a couple, I think there's 5 or 6 of us at that sort of range.
Some of the big boys have dropped a lot of weight.
That too.
And it's coming in close. I had Raymond with me yesterday.
Yeah.
That guy's dropped about 10 kilos.
Yeah, so I think we've got, because with the heavy guys, obviously Rory's up the top. He's like 140-ish. So, and I mean, just the poor soul that gets him is going to be at least 20 kilos lighter. So
he's a big boy.
He's a big boy. Yeah, he's not normal.
But he can throw a punch as well.
He's
quite agile for a big boy, isn't he?
He is, yeah. He's I wouldn't want to.
Could you imagine if he kicked off the card? Oh, imagine the mayhem with him against who? I mean, Vince is a big boy. Vince can fight.
We got Vince. We've got, I would have said Ray, but he's coming down.
Yeah.
However, height-wise, he's up there. And then there was one more. And
to Richard Taylor, he's pretty big as well.
Rich, that's the one, yeah. So it's got to be Rich or Vince. Although they look like they'd be together because they're similar size. So I don't know how it's going to work. It's not going to be fair for whoever it is. So 20
kilos
is a
down to
lot.
skill.
Yeah.
They'll match them up. They match you guys up. So anyone can win any fight. It's all who turns up on the day.
That's right. And that's why I kind of wish I punched like a monkey the first couple of weeks, because...
So you reckon you're going to go into... They can spot it. They can spot someone holding back. They're good. They've been doing it for long enough.
Yeah, I definitely noticed that, because I did some training years ago. So, yeah, turning 30 this year, I think I stopped when I was about 17, 18. 18, because then I started working the doors. So that sort of conflicted with my training. But I used to do Muay Thai.
Okay.
And we were doing some shadow boxing on maybe like week 2 or something. We're just moving around and I'm just not thinking, and then I've put the knee in at the end of it and Glenn's gone. I saw that. And I was like, oh. So
it must be a habit hard to break.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think I'd still have it. But it's been 12 years or more. And
because Inika does Muay Thai as well, I think.
Yeah, I think she mentioned Ray's doing it too. He's been currently doing it. So
I wonder what would happen if you did throw a knee during a fight.
I think you'd be in a bit of trouble.
Oh, so much trouble.
I think if it's nothing serious, you might lose a couple of points or something. But if you really hurt
if you get if you get the sternum or something, you drop someone.
Just snap their head, kick out, and then all of a sudden they're on the floor and you're like, oh. So I don't know about that one.
The judge may allow it. No, the refs are spot on.
Slip them a 50,
You obviously, because I was going through your social media before. How have you gone with easing off on the weights? Because you're
To be honest,
tell me.
To be honest, I actually went through a bit.
Here's an old photo.
That's a very old photo. Look at that.
That's you there.
That's me. That's me. Pre-tattoo. I think that would have been. I was 20.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
That was a while back, mate.
That was actually in Aspen, and that was fun because I wasn't old enough to drink because 21.
21 over there,
yeah. And what had happened was it's the middle of winter. We went snowboarding. We were there for 3 weeks, and we were drinking in we were just at one of the hotel rooms, and then we were like, cool, let's try the town. We'll see what we can do. We got on a bus. There's buses everywhere, and we've gotten on this bus, and I'd had a singlet and a vest and then a jacket on, so I was sleeveless, And on the buses, they're heated. So I've taken the jacket off, and we've seen these two girls that are on the bus, and they've seen that I was in the singlet, and they've gone, "Oh, you guys are going to this pool party?" We're like, "What?
Was that a foam party?
It was. I
think I saw a lot of foam there. Let's have a look.
I think there was some. But
some foam.
I think that's water, actually.
Is that okay?
But that's the thing, right? So it's the middle of winter, snowboarding season, and these people have all of a sudden gone, "Hey, there's a once a year pool party tonight." I'm like, "Okay." Yeah. So I've just hopped off the bus, and everyone's going, "Where are you going?" I was like, "I'm going to this pool party." And they've gone, "Fuck, we can't leave him." So they've all jumped off. We've sat there for 15 minutes waiting for another bus, and then another bus has come going, "Yeah, there's no other bus. Where are you guys going? We'll take you there." So we've ended up at this place. You go indoors. None of us had bathers. They had them all on sale there. Turns out it's this huge party, and it just happens to be once a year. We've just ended up having the best night. They had like a lazy river in there. They had water slides. It was insane.
Really?
Yeah.
And this is in the middle of winter?
Middle of winter. So
is that Mark Lacroix behind you there?
It's not.
Looks like him. That guy there?
No, his name's James, one of my mates.
Okay.
But
jeez, I was going to say Eagles off season.
But yeah, no, it was a good time. So yeah, definitely like to get out and about and do a bit of travelling when I can. So,
okay. After this has gone, obviously you got Bali. Got any other travel plans after that?
Nothing yet.
Everyone's in Europe.
And I was going to say I'd like to do Europe.
Everyone's in Europe.
Yeah, I think the last maybe month I've just seen a lot of people in Europe. So I guess it's getting cheaper. So my parents are there now. So
really?
Yeah, they're in Europe, and then they get back, and then they go to Bali the next day. Must be nice.
I think everyone just went into this. Obviously with COVID, COVID, let's talk about that, but everyone went into this sort of shell with no travelling, and now everyone's just going hard and pain.
Yeah. It's expensive still.
Do you think that more people are travelling to Europe now, or just the people that are going there are just sort of this Instagram kind of age?
I think so. I think there's a lot. Social media is everywhere now. And
sucks. So toxic.
I was definitely a partaker in the whole social media thing. That's the thing. I think a lot of it comes down to look at what I'm doing, see where I'm going, and
awesome. How awesome I am. Frolicking.
Yeah, and what are you doing in your spare time? Nothing. Living in filth. I know a few celebrities, and I won't name names, but knew them personally, and just seeing what they post versus what they live like.
It's good to know that, though. It's good to see someone who, not someone in Struggle Town, but someone who online is just awesome, and then you see them in real life, you go, oh my God.
Yeah.
This is a sad day.
Well, it's not, you've got so many different kinds. Like, you've got the people who, look amazing, present well, do everything right on socials, and then in real life look nothing like the way they are. But then just also the lifestyle, the lie. You've got someone who's portraying such this amazing lifestyle, and then you see them and their car's full of shit. They're driving this
Hungry Jack's rappers.
Yeah, bags on bags on bags, and they're driving like a 1996 Honda Civic or something.
What's wrong with that? Hyundai XL.
Nothing wrong with the brand unless it's 20-something years old.
Oh, yeah. Major sponsor.
I actually used to drive an XL.
I think everyone did at one point. It was such a good first car.
Great. Yeah.
All the doors the same colour?
Yeah.
How many of those do we see around? Some
just one panel.
Some lemon coloured or maybe a lavender coloured XL, and like they've hit a bollard that just jumped out of nowhere.
Of course.
And it's normally the passenger side. It's normally the passenger door, and the door will be blue. Or something.
And it's always, but what I notice is always the red cars that have the blue door. Like, surely they've got red doors somewhere.
Those Hyundai XLs, they were great. They were the Datsun 120Y of like the next gen. When I was growing up, firstly, when I was growing up, we didn't have social media. We didn't have the internet.
Yeah, wow.
How's that? No mobile phones.
What are we talking, like 40, 50 years ago? When were you a teenager?
Jesus. In the early 90s. I said this yesterday. I was high school 1990 to 94.
Yeah, okay.
No one had mobiles. No one had the internet.
Well, I think I was maybe the last generation of without. So I'm born 93. So I remember going into high school and the flip phone was the new thing. 3G.
Cool. Oh, 3G mobile, lightning fast.
Yeah, and you're getting that polyphonic ringtones and whatnot. So we were really the and growing up with the PlayStation 1, that was the first console. Or
Remember how good the graphics used to be on that? How good we thought they were.
I jumped on one the other day and I was like, fuck, I can't even see what's
Terrible.
happening. Yeah. But going from that, dial up through primary school. So, you're hearing about kids who are playing stuff on the internet. It's like, how? My mum's on the phone all day.
Oh, yeah.
So, can't. But we were really that last sort of leg of, hey, go outside and play, And then it's all of a sudden you're inside and you're playing games. And now the next, or not even the next generation, but that gap of 5-6 years is the social media generation, and the difference between, people who just don't know how to communicate unless it's through some sort of media.
Text.
Yeah, it's insane. Like we've got, obviously with work, we've got a large variety of people and, the 18, 19-year-olds and being out on the doors and seeing the people in the bars and clubs, it's so different, even just from my age to now. I can only imagine the gap's even larger for people who didn't have any of that, So it's crazy.
I probably should have asked what you do for work.
Yeah.
I know you work for Vault Security.
Yeah.
Major sponsor.
Major
fighter sponsor. Today's guest.
Yeah, so I'm the security operations manager. So Roy's counterpart. So Roy's the crowd control guy. I'm the healthcare and hotel guy. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy it?
It's great. Love it. So
you would really get to see people like people at their best and at their worst.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I did doors since I was 18, so going on 12 years. So it's been a long time, and you definitely see all kinds of characters.
Yeah.
So, but more in the recent time, we've moved into some more healthcare space. So we specialise in mental health.
Okay.
So we watch the patients, which is good. So that's it's quite fulfilling. That one, your doors is fun. The healthcare is more of a, hey, I'm actually doing something here. So
okay.
That's really good.
So is this like the same kind of security as like Serco? Only just don't lose as many people?
Hopefully. Yeah, similar. I think they do some stuff as well. I think they do prisons and whatnot as well. But we're basically there just to protect the patient from themselves. And or the clinical staff as well. So we're just called in when there's a high risk. So that industry is just, not industry, but mental health has just gone absolutely nuts over the last few years, hasn't it? I think there's been a big change. You've gone from you'll be right.
Should be right
to the, all right, well, fuck it, we'll just medicate you.
Yeah.
And now there's a bit more, okay, let's actually look at what's going on let's
dive
into it. Yeah, and let's actually get some help. And there's mental health first aid now. There's a whole course. You can get a first aid certificate in mental health.
Really?
Yeah. So there's a lot of awesome people out there that are doing work with that. And it really teaches you just things to consider, like there's a lot of things that people just don't think about because the mentality is, should be right.
Should be
you
right.
Get over it. And it's like, well, there's a bit more to it nowadays. So, and I think that awareness is really important.
It used to be the toughen up kind of thing, didn't it?
Yeah. You're a man up, tough it out. You'll be right.
But there's got to be that fine line though, because I do understand mental health, the issues with mental health, and it definitely is real. But surely there's got to be some people that abuse it in the sense of they use that as an excuse.
Oh, yeah. There's
Such an
always going to be.
excuse.
We won't call out a certain stereotype of people, but there's definitely some, how would you say?
Play the victim?
Yeah, there's a lot of victim mentality out there. And I think, dealing with people, because that's what we do at the end of the day. Dealing with people, you get to see all different types of personalities, and victims come in all shapes and sizes, but they're always really easy to identify. And people just want to blame someone else, and that lack of accountability can be such a massive problem.
Accountability is the key, and I think it takes something away from the people who really do have the issues.
Yeah, it cheapens it.
Yeah,
like, oh yeah, I'm a schizophrenic, or I've got ADHD. It's like, no, you don't. You just don't take care of yourself, and you just try to fall back on some bullshit that no one can really call you out for. And
how much do you reckon diet and exercise plays in that whole thing?
Oh, massive. And I'm sitting here as someone who has been a bit bad. So, but huge. I think your mental and your physical go hand in hand with each other. And, so many people just say, just go to the fucking gym. Just go exercise. It's the best antidepressant. Just run until your lungs want to pop, because there's something therapeutic about feeling like you're about to pass out.
Yeah.
That feeling afterwards, those endorphins that come through. I mean, it's got to work. I mean, you know, I think there's a lot of argument about mental health and how there's more awareness of it now, but there's also argument of, well, we didn't really have that problem previously because people were more outgoing. People actually did things. They didn't sit on their phone for 12 hours a day scrolling. You know, they're not looking at all the things that they can't have, not moving, sitting on the couch, watching TV, you know, binging a Netflix series. They're actually outside, you know, they're doing things, they're active. And I think that has a massive part to play in, you know, how we're wiring our brains these days. So I think that definitely factors in. So
when you can get the same kind of dopamine hit from looking at a TikTok video as you can from playing basketball, you can see why. Yeah, the easy option.
Of course. Life's made to be easy. That's the whole plan. Yeah. You know?
Bruce Lee, be like water. Path of least resistance. Let's get on TikTok instead of playing a bit of one-on-one. Some tight D.
And that's the dick jokes at training are definitely something.
I was talking about my defense.
No.
Only because I don't let my kids win at sport anymore.
Yep.
And we were playing basketball out the back, and I was like, "No, kid's old enough to learn."
Yeah.
So I was playing
Welcome to the real world.
What? Absolutely destroyed him. I played D so tight, spray tan. Yeah. I was stuck to him like spray tan. Couldn't get a shot off.
I think at a certain point, is it a good defense or are you just bullying your kids?
It's not. There was no fouls. He just couldn't get a shot off. He's about this tall as well. Yeah. And the ring's lower, so of course I dunk. Yeah. Add trash talk. They got to learn.
They do. And I mean, that's another massive thing though, is that you can't just let kids you can't just let people have what they want. You got to teach them. You got to teach them how to lose.
Oh, yeah.
If you're not used to losing, you're not used to not getting what you want.
You've got to get used to rejection. Jeez, I did. I had about 5 years ago in a nightclub to learn about rejection.
I'll tell you what, you do see it quite often. So, and it's a humbling experience, but you got to go through it.
Got to do it.
Yeah.
You got to do it.
I mean, I think and this comes back to that victim mentality, most of our problems, you know, on the doors are coming from people that have never been told no. Hey man, you've had too much, it's time to leave. Nah. Yeah. Do you know who I am? Do you know my dad's a lawyer.
Oh,
you know?
really? They're pulling that shit out?
All the time. I mean, area dependent, you know, you pick your crowds. Depends where you're at. But you get a lot of people that can't handle it, you know, and it comes back to that accountability. Hey, probably shouldn't have had so much to drink. Nah, I'm good. No. You get the best friend. He's all right.
I'll look after him.
Yeah, I got
it. It's just as bad.
Who are you? Yeah, I've never met you. No, he's good. Trust me. I don't know you.
Tell you who I do worry about is younger females who, when I say younger than me, so it's pretty much 90% of the female population. But say girls 18 to, I'll say 18 because anything below sounds worse, 18 to 23, 24.
Yeah.
Come out of school. I'm talking about the attractive young ladies. They come out of school. They think life is great because everyone's nice to them. Anything they want, they get.
Yeah.
In a way, it's not their fault. They've never tasted that defeat and that rejection, and they've never tasted the pain. And then when that pain hits them at 28, when maybe everything isn't where it used to be, maybe there's a new wave of younger, more attractive females coming through, and then they get the hit of reality.
I think there's a thing here with, you're right, if you're attractive, you can get away with a lot more than someone who's maybe not so attractive.
Yeah, I had to work.
Yeah, you got to earn it. You got to earn it.
Dude, put in the yards.
But that's the thing, like, it gets given to you a lot easier if you're attractive. And I don't just mean, like, physically attractive and pulling, you know, a guy or a girl. Everything, you know, you can get that job. You're more likable as a person.
Yeah.
People just want to be around attractive people. And I think especially for women, because just the way that I guess society works, you know, men are always the ones that have to sort of be the ones that approach. It's not actually, nowadays it does seem to be females approaching guys more.
Really?
Not as much as you'd think, but still more. But, you know, girls are always getting stuff given to them. Hey, let me get you a drink. Let me buy you this. Attention. You know, you ever look at a girl's Instagram or social media, they've got just hundreds of dudes just
the
commenting.
thirst. The thirst is real.
You know, and regardless of whether or not they're posting, you know, stuff to get attention, they're just slammed. So it's no wonder that, you know, they can get upset by not getting what they want because everything's just handed on a silver platter. And I think that while that, creates an issue, that issue that comes later is more, okay, what happens when someone finally does say no because you've never had to work for something? And I don't mean this in general just for females now, but anybody that just gets stuff handed to them. You get to this point where you meet resistance, and whether that be in the form of maybe someone who knows what they want and you're not it anymore because they're looking past that superficial value. But anytime someone goes, hey, maybe at your job, hey, sorry, no, that's not going to work, and they just toys out the pram because they've never had no come at them before, and it's crippling. It can crush a person because they haven't built that resilience, Whereas old Joe in the corner who's been rejected 100 times a night, he's indestructible, He's 16 beers deep and he don't give a fuck. That man is the man you want on your team because no matter what comes at him, he's going.
He's just keep going. Oh, that's a perfect example. That is right. 17 years of just rejection.
Flat out rejection.
And,
just pain.
And then just shake it off. Let's go again.
Let's do it again.
I didn't hear no bell.
Hey,
I'm going again.
Did you hear what that chick just said to me? Hey, let's go do it again. Let's try it again. That was hilarious.
Imagine how thick some people's skins are.
And you've got to be. I mean, especially if you're doing security, you got to have thick
skin.
Skin.
You'd cop some. Yeah. What's the worst thing anyone's ever said to you? Go on. What nationality? Obviously, like I'm not talking about Australian, but like your parents, is it an Italian or a Greek?
I get that quite a lot, but no. So my mum's Polish Ukrainian, but born in Australia.
Okay.
Right? So and then my dad's a bit all over. So Egyptian, and then a bit of French in there, and then the family name's Armenian. So bit of all over.
Bit of an Eastern Bloc, European
Eastern
kind
Europe.
of.
Yeah. So
get any racial taunts?
I have, but
anything goes on this show except the end. Just don't drop the N-bomb, please.
Gotcha. So I was 18. I remember I was at the Lucky Shag down near the Bell Tower, and I was working the doors there, and I was working with an African fella, and friendliest guy. And we just refused this older Australian fella. He would have been in maybe his 60s, real country guy, and he's gone and dropped the N-word on the scene. He's going, Jesus. Fuck you, and you gook mate too. And I've looked at him and gone, I'm whiter than you, man. I'm not Asian at all. I think that's probably the most racist comment I've ever had. No, not accurate, but
not even close.
No. So he obviously was too drunk to come in. So
Jesus, I didn't expect that. I'll be honest, I didn't expect it.
But I think as far as just general insults, you get the usual, the standard, dickhead, cockhead, whatever. I think
text.
Yeah, I think it does generally just come down to how you deal with things, though. So definitely in my younger years, got a lot more for being young. I've got kids your age. I'm like, doesn't change the fact that you're on the fucking floor, Yeah. That was a big factor. And also just maturity and how to deal with situations, when you're new, when you're first learning, you generally tend to take things with a real hammer approach, like, hey, no, time to go. Whereas I think you start to, maybe some of my stature, I'm not 6 foot, so some of my stature, it's communication. So learning to use that scalpel instead of the sledgehammer, you can get people to shake your hand after you kick them out, I've had guys shake my hand after dragging them out, which is a really weird circumstance because you're going, this guy wants to scrap, he's punching on, and you've put him in like a headlock or something, you've dragged him away, and then you've ended up taking him outside, and he's going, thanks, man. What?
Men versus, just I suppose, ratio. How many men versus women? What do you reckon?
Different, definitely.
How'd you deal with a female?
Delicately.
You got it.
Yeah.
What if they come in swinging?
They do.
You got female security?
We do.
Leave it to them.
Where you're at. So, yes and no. I guess I'm gonna give two answers. I'm gonna give the wrong one, I'm gonna give the right one. And the wrong one comes from a younger me who used to work at Connections nightclub. I was there for about 2.5 years. And something I had to learn there was you're gonna get punched by chicks because a lot of the chicks there, they're acting like men. And I remember, you worked there long enough, you know the regulars.
Yep.
And I remember I went up to one of the regulars and, forgive me if my terminology is off. However, there's different types of gays and lesbians. It's not just you're gay, you're lesbian. They've got twinks, bears, lipsticks, dykes. Like, there's all different kinds, and how they sort of identify themselves. And I guess maybe one of them, or again, I could be completely wrong, but in this instance, you got a lipstick, which is your pretty girls. They dress up, they wear the dresses. They look like your regular girls. Mm-hmm. Lipstick. And then you got your dykes, which is...
That's not an offensive term?
I don't think so. The way I was told, it was more of a description as what we are. Yeah. Yep. It could be. I don't know. Things change.
If it is, we apologise. We're trying to learn. We're trying to educate each other here.
We're going through this together. So
that's true. We understand women. Yeah. Let's educate each other on women.
How about we tell all you women what you are as a man? Let me mansplain this to you. So
I have no idea about women.
So the in this case the dykes are the flannelette, short hair, the guys, so to speak, but not men. Not men. Make that clear. I'm sorry if I offended anyone.
The more dominant person in the relationship, physically dominant, would you say?
Yeah, most likely. Yep. Probably. They're the more macho, more masculine. Masculine. If you can say that as well. Who knows?
I don't even know. No. If we're offending anyone, we're sorry. We're trying to
learn. But in this case, I've gone up to the lipstick. I've gone up to her, and I knew her quite well. I'm just having a bit of fun. I was like, you gotta fucking go. You're pissed. You're wasted. Yeah. Just having a laugh. And she knew straight away. Obviously, we know each other. And then I get a tap on the shoulder from this other chick. She's like, that's my fucking girl. I was like, sorry? She's like, you better back the fuck up. And I was like, okay, this just took a turn. And then, and then her friend's like, it's all good, it's all good. I'm like, hey, man, it's fine. And she's like, no, you got a fucking problem? Like, you want to take this somewhere? I was like, okay, first of all, I know this person. Second of all, I work here. Like, you can't say that to me.
Yeah.
So let's just chill out. But yeah, such a little
bugs in here.
Just such a
from Rory.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, Rory brought him
up. Yeah, animal. But just ready to go, to go. Me and I was like, hey, no. And eventually, we'll say it calmed down. Yeah. But only because that girl was there. Just so ready to go. Me. And that's the thing I learned is that you will get attacked. You will. It doesn't matter. Guy, girl, doesn't, and especially in the place where you've got a lot of females and males interacting with each other. The gay community isn't as large as the regular community. They've got really only a couple of spots where they all sort of hang out. You've got Connections nightclub, you've got the court. So it's a meeting point for a lot of them. So everyone knows each other to a large degree. And the thing with,
they get along? It's a drama.
Always drama.
Really?
Yeah. Well, and
worse than a normal nightclub?
Different from a regular nightclub. I think, and this is the thing, your regular nightclubs, you got a bunch of Joe Blows who don't know each other going in, everyone's looking at the same people, and shit's just going to happen because it happens. Yeah. Whereas my experience working in the gay community is that everyone knows someone, everyone slept with someone's girlfriend who used to date someone. Because your friends are also your dating circle, whereas, if you're out with your guy mates, you're dating chicks normally, whereas in the gay community, everyone's friends with the people that they date. So there's always drama. There was always drama with someone. Yeah, guys, girls, didn't matter. And I think the biggest incident that ever happened there while I was there was we had girl A and girl B. Both used to date girl C. So they were all there. There's been an argument because A and B both decided that, hey, girl C is the girl we want to talk to tonight. So girl A and B have started punching on with each other.
Okay. Jesus.
Next thing you know, you've got another girl. Hey, that's my friend. Jumps in, helps girl A. Another girl jumps in, helps girl B. Because they're all friends. And then they're punching on with each other. And they go, hang on, we're friends. And then they start punching someone else. Because someone else has jumped in to help one of them. And I've never seen such a back and forth melee before. Because 1 minute they're fighting each other, next minute they're fighting together, next minute they're punching each other again. Like, everyone knows each other, so it's like, who are we attacking, And it turned into, I think there was about 20-something girls, and we end up, slowly getting it outside, but I think the best part about it was I've never seen people unify faster than a male attempting to step in and sort things out. And a guy tried to get in between it all and go, hey, it's all good.
Yeah.
Every single female in that
Turned
fire,
on him.
Fuck this guy. we had 4 security guards trying to hold back. We had a guy trying to pull the guy out from under the table that they tipped on top of him.
They all turned on the guy.
Just turned on him. Just like,
stay out of it.
Don't get involved.
Just
don't get involved.
Stay out of drama, people.
Yeah, they end up making. I think they had enough hair extensions at the end of that to make about 4 or 5 wigs. All the drags that work there, they're like, this is a fucking field day. Like we need to go shopping. We've got every color of hair there is. So yeah, it worked out for someone. But yeah, no, I think definitely learning from working there is that girls will hit you. Girls will definitely hit you, and in your straight bars as well, or your regular bars, I should say. And the thing about dealing with a guy is that, a guy wants to go toe-to-toe with you, no problems. That's okay. I don't feel bad about it.
Okay.
A chick does. It's like,
it's different.
At what point? At what point? Because there is a point. You can diffuse, you can de-escalate as much as you want, but if she's coming at you with high heels, and they do, guys have been injured, like stilettos. They're not nice.
No. Big set of clear heels coming at you. Yeah. They weigh a bit, some of those big ones. Those big clear ones with a big chunk on them.
Yeah, those big fucking 11-inch hooker heels.
Jesus, here we go.
But that's the thing, and I think that also comes back to that lack of ever having to deal with something like that. You're not going to hit me. I'm a chick, and I'm going to hit you. But you can't hit me. I'm a girl. And it's like, okay, well, I understand where you're coming from. However, if you're going to sit there and slap me and punch me for 5 minutes, someone's going to do something. It might not be me. It might be early in the night. I might be tolerable. But you're gonna go to a bar. It's going to be 3 a.m. and you're going to get that one patron guy, that one bouncer, whoever, who's just had a little bit too much for the night. He's just fed up, and you're going to take a swing at him, he's going to slap you. And then you're going to get upset and go, he's the problem. And it's like, well, is he? At a certain point, I think you have to be, again, accountability. You have to be accountable for your own actions. If you're going to go out there and start hitting people and using the excuse that you're a chick, either another chick's going to lay you out or a guy that doesn't care is. And that's always a big problem. That's always something we have to be careful of. So,
quite anti-violence in it. So I should say anti-consensual violence. Things like boxing.
I'll put me in a ring. No problems.
If it's consensual, it's glorious. But yeah,
let me bludgeon someone in the name of charity. Thank you, PCR number 11. It's for a good cause, Team Saba. So,
how's the beanie? You got a bit of merch on today. I do like the Vault T-shirt.
Yeah, it's the uniform. So
I have noticed people have lacked or they've ignored the opportunity to do some absolute blatant product placement with their stuff since they come in here. I don't care. You set something up on the desk, all I care.
Unfortunately, our service is people, so I can't bring the team in.
A couple of drunk people in here.
Yeah, that's right. I can only bring the uniform, so this is what you'll see our guys wearing out in the field. So in the office, we also like to wear that. We're a team. So
it's quite a contradiction, your work, to what do you do in your spare time and some of the stuff that you... What a segue. What a segue into Dungeons & Dragons, everyone.
Absolutely.
Some of my best work. Thank you. Like and subscribe. I've never said that. Every video on YouTube says, I've never said that.
You shouldn't have to. I understand the concept behind it. People forget, but if they want to, they will. If you
don't, I don't care. I'll keep doing this. You're into Dungeons & Dragons.
Absolutely.
Are we talking video game? I found this photo here. This is the Dungeons & Dragons I used to play.
Yeah.
And I used to play it in an arcade, in a fish and chip. No, it wasn't an arcade. It was a fish and chip shop. They used to have this. Still remember, 20 cents. And I used to go, that elf guy. What's his name? Do you know?
No.
No? Okay.
That's a dwarf, by the way.
Dwarf?
Yeah, come on. Short people. You've seen Lord of the Rings, surely.
He's an elf.
Nah, elves are tall, pointed ears, he's a dwarf.
Whatever the hell that guy was. He used to do this roll forward and stick out his little hammer.
No, I've never played it.
This is back in the day. So you play the one, like the board game one.
The tabletop, with the dice, the original, the cult classic from the 80s, don't sell your soul to the devil.
Is that with little figurines?
Yeah, it can be, yeah.
I've had something in my cupboard for many years, desperate to bring it out. It's probably not even Dungeons & Dragons, right? I found these, and I gave these to my boys to play with.
Yeah.
And they played with them for a while, and then someone said, take it easy. Hang on. Firstly, make sure these are Dungeons and Dragons. What are these things?
I mean, it's similar. Yeah, they're figurines, so I can't imagine that they're much different. So that would probably be... I'm just getting away from the microphone here. Essentially what it is, yeah.
These are what they are.
Yeah.
So they're heavy as hell.
Yeah, those are pretty heavy. I picked up a metal one there.
Okay, I'm going to show people. I don't know if anyone can see these things. Anyway, so I gave these to my kids to play with until someone said to me, take it easy. They could be pure lead. Right?
Possibly.
So that probably explains my kids' behavioural problems. No, but these are the only ones I've got. They've been in this box for God knows how long. So these are the... Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus. What is that? How small are these figures?
Yeah, they make them pretty small.
Explain to me how Dungeons and Dragons on the board games work, because I've seen it up. I think Gallery of Morley had a...
Probably.
Is it? Had like a room and all these guys used to hang out there. And,
I don't know if I'd go to those. I'm not that keen.
Okay.
But
tell me how to play. Tell me what you do with it.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, it's essentially a rule set. Dungeons and Dragons is... There's a couple of books with rules and how to play, and what it comes down to is it's improv. It's really just improv, and what you'll do is you'll have someone who is your DM or GM, so Game Master or Dungeon Master, and they're sort of the host. And they'll set the scene, they'll play everyone except you and your character and anyone else at the table. So they're essentially the one that tells the story.
Storyteller.
Yeah.
Storyteller.
And then you as the player, you have your own character, and what you do is completely up to you. And it is literally whatever you want to do. So
is there a game? Like, is there an end to it? Like, is there a goal?
Yes and no. So there's no winning. There's no, we've won.
Really?
They call it a campaign because it's a story. So there are there are people that make their own. There are official, I guess, stories that have certain objectives. But a lot of people just make up their own. So there is a setting, there is a made-up place that you can borrow from. However, most people just sort of roll with it, and it could be something as simple as like, you're in a tavern. What do you do? And it's literally as open as that. You might have an idea in the back of your head. Oh, well, we've got to try and find this person. So maybe you're asking people about this person, or fuck it, maybe you just start a bar fight. It is completely up to you. And then I guess the sequence of events sort of follows based on a dice roll. So you got a 20-sided dice for the most part, and as the GM, they'll assign difficulties to certain tasks. So the harder it is, the higher the roll needs to be, and your character will have certain attributes that reflect that character's abilities, and you roll the dice. And essentially, if you do it, you do it. So I don't know, maybe you want to jump from a roof to another roof, and if you roll a 1. You fucking fall down the middle and you hurt yourself. All right, well, now you got to figure out what happens next. Whereas if you roll a high number or you beat that number that he's tucked away, you're all good. You get across. So that's just sort of how you traverse through it. But it's just really what you want it to be. And I think that's the fun in it, because you get a good bunch of friends around who have similar sense of humour, and it's just the shit talk that happens while you play. So yeah, it's pretty fun.
So it's almost like you guys are creating you're writing almost like a fantasy book at the same time.
Yeah, similar. And a lot of people actually have. So there's a few authors out there that have gone and taken their tabletop and then gone on to sell best-selling novels. So yeah, it's really interesting. They definitely get a lot of creative inspiration from their friends. So
is it a popular thing?
I think especially recently in the last couple of years, it's got a lot of popularity. So there's, you've heard of Twitch, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so a couple of groups. So, you've got your video games, you've got your voice actors from those video games. I know we were briefly speaking about this off air, but a group of them decided to do their own thing because they all know each other from doing some massive games together. And fuck it, what's more fun than a bunch of voice actors playing make-believe, right? So they decided to put that on Twitch and stream that. And that built up a cult following over a couple of years. And then it really sort of blew up. And that became sort of the milestone for Dungeons & Dragons. And then through that gained a lot of popularity. So in recent years, it's really sort of skyrocketed. Now there's TV shows. There's the movie that just came out is really coming into its popularity, but it's been there. It's always been there. So yeah, it's really interesting.
It's fascinating. I had no idea. Like the only Dungeons and Dragons I've got, obviously, is the game that I used to play on like an arcade machine.
Yeah,
that was back in like the 80s and 90s. So, and you can play. Obviously, can you play it online, like with around the world, or is you got to all sort of be in the same room?
Yeah, there's a lot of like digital formats that you can have now. So
is it the same?
Yes and no. I think the thing that I enjoy is catching up with your mates. You all sit around a table, you order pizza, and you chat shit. Whereas if you're playing online, you're feeling a little bit disconnected probably. And there are online tools that help you do that kind of stuff, but I think you're missing the whole point, which is getting together with a bunch of friends.
Yeah.
It's that social aspect to it. But that said, it's different for everybody. Some people just want to play the game, and they'll go to those things in the shopping centres, or they'll go online, and they'll go on the forums, and they'll look for groups, and they'll do their own thing, And it really it does depend on you and what you want and what other people want. So,
has it got a stigma attached to it?
I mean, it's definitely the nerdiest game there is. I think.
Really?
I think that's the game. That was the original tabletop game. Like, you talk about nerds, and
is it nerdy because it's quite a? I suppose it would appeal to people with a larger imagination and maybe people that feel a bit more freedom in expressing themselves rather than being too worried about what their mates are going to say.
Maybe. I think it's just always been. I mean, look, you can always attach that stigma of being a nerd to video games and board games and stuff, but I think that being probably one of the oldest games there is, that's probably why. And it's the fact that, I got dice and figurines, and I'll be like, oh, figurines, like that's nerdy as hell. Whereas you play a video game, everyone's got a PlayStation, everyone's got a computer, whatever. It's not that next level of, oh, you've got this, and you're making it up and you have to invest. And like you said, that creativity that comes with it, you're investing more into it instead of sitting down to just jump on and shoot a bunch of people in COD, So maybe, I don't know.
Do you get into video games as well?
Yeah, a little bit. I've grown up with them.
What kind?
Long-time World of Warcraft player. So, yeah. Among others. So, one at the moment is Baldur's Gate, which is a Dungeons and Dragons spin-off that's just come out.
Okay.
But I think the staple has always been World of Warcraft and League of Legends. One of the most horrible communities in the world. They've really cracked down in recent times on
just the abuse.
Oh yeah,
I listened to a chat room once.
Yeah.
Like, what is it called? The Lobby?
Yeah.
What's the chat group called? And it was savage. It was so funny.
Yeah.
And I could tell this kid was 5 years old, and he was calling someone pretty harsh.
So I don't look. I've grown up with them. I've gone through high school with them. I've gone into my adult life with video games, and for better or worse, I have learned a lot of things about communication.
Okay.
And I definitely think a large contributor to my stress would be those video games and the toxicity of it.
Yeah.
However, I think a lot of stress relief also comes from that. And
it's the balance.
It's a balance. And
have the ciggy and the drink.
That's
and
right.
A bit of World of Warcraft.
I think I think the internet gives you that anonymity and anonymity.
Anonymity.
Yeah,
anonymity.
It's got me this morning.
Oh yeah, we know what we're talking about.
Yeah. I'm gonna cop shit for that later.
I can't say it. I know the word, and I know the word. We got stuck. Me and Wiley Scott got stuck on the word cavalry last time.
Really?
Calvary.
Well, because I know
started.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but
talk about your anonymity.
I think the ability to be anonymous. We'll use a different word.
There we go.
On the internet, it lends that confidence to certain people to say whatever they want, and that's not always a good thing.
No,
in most cases, it's quite a bad thing, and you see it on Facebook, you see it on social media, because people aren't, they're not held responsible for what they say. No. They can say it, and they say some horrible shit, and I think that definitely can affect a lot of people. You get someone who's maybe a little sensitive, and they're seeing
a kid.
Yeah, like you don't want to let your 8-year-old on there, you know, like he's going to be jumping on, he's got the headset on, and he's got people yelling profanities through the microphone and stuff, like, you almost want to prevent them from being exposed to it, but at a certain point they're going to get exposed to it, so how do you prepare them for it? And, you know, they do a lot of work on those forums and on those chat, you know, to prevent that, but some's always going to get through.
You can't stop it. It moves quicker.
Yeah.
I've had death threats.
Oh, yeah.
Through not tipping a certain UFC fighter.
Yeah, right.
Death threat. So, geez, calm down, people.
Yeah, I've had a death threat before. Just one, you know, surprisingly.
In person or online?
Through Facebook.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Really?
I'm trying to remember why. I actually don't remember why, but I didn't even know the guy. So this is a weird story.
Tell me a weird story.
My friend James,
the
guy that you almost recognised in that photo before, for some reason, some guy had followed him on Facebook or added him as a friend, and he didn't know the guy, and he just left him there because he didn't give a shit. And this guy used to say, he'd be like, look at these fucking idiots, look at this. And he just tear shreds out of his photos. You know, he'd just go to town on, and then one day I was hanging out. Who is this guy? He's like, I don't know.
He's tearing shreds out of your mate's photos.
Yeah, so like it'd be a group photo of us, and he'd be like, you know, look at this bald cunt or something like that, you know. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? Let's get stuck into him.
Oh, yeah.
We've started going to town.
Got to.
Next thing you know, I got his friends sending me messages going, "You're fucking dead. I'm gonna fucking find you." Right? I'm like, what is going on? Like,
really?
Yeah, he just this one character just had such a strong dislike for my friend, and he has no idea why. Maybe he kicked him out of somewhere before, and he's recognised him because he used to do security as well. Don't know, and it stuck with him, and he just never cared enough to get rid of the guy because he thought it was hilarious. But the one time we fired back at him, you know,
didn't like it,
and then next thing you know, we got people. That was the day I was exposed to the term. What was it? Pipe cutter.
What's a pipe cutter?
Good question. So apparently it's got something to do with meth heads because you got your meth pipe.
Yeah.
And if you cut someone's pipe, it's like a really disrespectful thing to do, I guess.
Really?
Yeah, so to be a pipe cutter is to be scum, I guess. But, see, to know that terminology, I had to do a lot of Googling.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to be one of those people to understand that term. So the insult in itself was sort of self-implicating. And through discovering what that meant, I was like, okay, well, obviously you're not of a high caliber yourself, so that sort of got me the death threats, and I was like, cool, okay, no problems. So, you know, nothing banned from it, still here.
No.
So,
gee, some people got to calm down.
yeah, you know.
You love your sci-fi.
I do.
Are you writing a novel or you wrote a novel?
I am
in the midst?
Writing.
Negotiating a publishing deal with Penguin Books? I don't know. They're the only one.
Yeah, Penguin House or whatever it is.
Is Penguin still around?
They are. Yeah, they are. So I do love my books. And I've been sitting on one for a great many years because it's not finished.
Okay.
The idea is there, the concept is there, and some of the skeleton, but it's just sitting down to do it. And I'm just easily distracted.
I can tell. You know? Tell by this conversation. Hard to stay on topic.
Yeah, I don't have just sort of go with it, you know. And I think if I really sat down and just knuckled it out, I'd be able to get it done. But
sci-fi based?
Fantasy.
Yeah,
fantasy. I do like my fantasy.
Is fantasy and sci-fi sort of the same thing? No?
They're starting to blend.
Yeah.
So when you go to a bookstore, if you look online or something, they always put the categories together. And I think that comes from, like, you've got your hard sci-fi, you know, like Star Trek, you know, Star Wars. It's space, you know, the future, yada, yada, yada. And then you've got your traditional fantasy, which is, you know, Lord of the Rings,
medieval
swords,
kind of thing.
However, there's a more contemporary sort of mix at play, and that's, you know, either modern day, and you start to get, I guess, a cross of both. And that's why I think they sort of group them together because, I mean, how different is, say, aliens from a fantasy race? It's just the timeline. So they're starting to blend them together, and a lot of new fantasy tropes these days are a little bit of both, which is really cool.
It's good. You can like more than one category as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're not locked into one. And I think the thing that I like about books is that if it can't happen in real life, that's what draws me to it, because if I want real life, I'll just go outside,
Mm.
you know. Not to say that I enjoy
Or watch Netflix Catch a Killer or something.
Yeah, you know, I mean, yeah, I watch the occasional thing that's based on real life. Obviously, you know, I've seen Breaking Bad, stuff like that, you know, so it is modern stuff, but I'm more drawn to the stuff that you could never see. You'd never come across because it's not real. So,
You into Star Wars?
yeah, I was.
Not massive?
Loved it to begin with. Loved it. The prequel's my favourite.
I've never seen it.
No, ever. Any of it.
I think I've seen a bit of Star Wars. The first one is in the first release one because it
Episode
doesn't go in
4.
order.
Yeah.
Yeah. Haven't seen the others.
Yeah, right.
Should do.
You should.
Is it
Should.
worth sitting down?
I think so. I think you should
What
do
order?
it.
What order?
That's always the debate. The debate is, do you do the original, which is episode 4, 5, and 6, and then do the prequels, which is 1, 2, 3, or do you start from 1? I think.
What would you do? What would you recommend I do? I won't watch them, by the way.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm not a fan of old movies, just because the production quality's not there.
How funny is it when you look at CGI nowadays? I watched Indiana Jones the other day.
Yeah.
CGI's
Yeah.
terrible.
So bad.
In the day, it was
Yeah.
great.
Oh,
Oh, my God, explosion. My God.
Wow, it's so realistic.
He died. Someone died in this episode.
So I think just because of that, I would probably watch the original and then go back and watch the newer ones.
Okay.
Just because I can't stand, you know, I wouldn't want to watch the first episode 1, you know, see a higher level of production quality to then go back.
Because what did it mean, 77, the first one? I think it was.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Imagine that. Imagine going, all right, 2020 or whenever the last one was released, and then dropping back to 1977.
Crazy. They done it pretty well. I think the thing, because they then made 3 new ones, and what they did really well was that Mark Hamill, the guy that played Luke in the original, you know, he played Luke, and then they've gone back, done the prequels. He's not in them because he's not alive. They've then done the sequel series, the trilogy, and
Is he back?
he's back. They've used the same actor, and I
Good
did
on
enjoy
you.
that because 30 years later, he looks 30 years older. He fits the role perfectly. They don't have to
good on
recast
you,
him
man.
because it's the same guy. So that was okay.
He wasn't busy doing one of his many other movies?
Probably, I mean, he wasn't in it very long, and I would not recommend seeing the sequels. They were not good.
No.
They were Disney'd.
Oh, okay. Oh, jeez, I don't need that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Disney has got itself stuck into everything these days.
It is different. Movies are different. They've all got a message, haven't they? Like Barbie, like the Barbie movie. Can't anger some people now and comment. Have you seen the Barbie movie?
I've seen snippets. I have not seen the movie.
You've seen the whole thing.
But what I have seen is there's a channel that does comparisons, and they've put Black Panther side by side with Barbie, and the story is almost exactly the same.
Really?
It's fantastic.
I haven't seen either of those, by the way.
Yeah, okay. Basically, there's a secluded place that's cut off from the rest of the world, and then the hero journeys into the outside world after being challenged by someone else who has different ideas and ideology. They go out, they experience this real world, realize that, okay, things maybe aren't the way that they should be back home. They then take those new ideas, go back home, and then overthrow the evil or the different ideology, but still incorporate some of those ideas because there's a hint of truth to them. And the way,
Spoiler alert, everyone. Someone
the way
just
that-
told me how Barbie finished.
and the way that they've done it is really, really good because obviously they're very different movies, you know. But the message is very similar. So, but yeah, no, I haven't seen Barbie.
They're making some cash.
They're doing something right.
Doing well. Margot
Yeah.
Robbie. Well done, Margot Robbie. Hello. We're coming up to 2 hours.
Fucking hell.
We have covered question 1. That's about it.
I mean, hey, let's zoom through. Let's make sure
go.
we get these in there because
We
that
should.
seems important.
Sort of. It should have been based on the PCR. Sort of is. It's not really. I get worse each time. Anyway, we'll pretend that we're doing something. Is there anything else we haven't covered in there? Anything else? Anything else we can gas back? Because as soon as we start, if we go back,
We
I
start
can
chewing
guarantee
further. Yeah.
we're gone. About your
got
dog
it.
and your cat. How about
Yeah.
that? Tell me quickly before we get in the PCR.
Absolutely. I got a dash hound, mini dash.
Is that a
hound.
sausage dog?
It is. Yeah.
They're great.
He's fucking great. He really is. So he's probably at home screaming right now because he doesn't like being alone.
They're friendly dogs, aren't they?
I just want to be around you 24/7.
Oh, yeah.
They're so good. We've been taking them into the office. So my boss got a dog same day. He got a Shiba Inu. So we had them in the office for the first 2-3 months, and now they're not in every day. But he's fantastic.
And you got a cat.
And I do. I got a ragdoll, big fluffy white.
Can you see all the fur and crap flying around this room?
I just thought it was me, to be honest.
No. We got a ragdoll.
Yeah.
It's an arsehole as well.
Oh, see, mine's not. He's just a sucker for... He's just floppy. That's the best way to put it.
First cat we had was that cat. I've never picked up a cat prior, so I pick him up, and they're very bendy.
Yeah.
And then I picked up our neighbour's cat.
Oh, no.
Was out the front, which is like a boy cat. And this thing it feels like picking up a punching bag. It is just this solid mound of fat with these stiff, and it's so stiff. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Get the physio on this cat.
He probably didn't want to be picked up either.
No, he did not. He was not happy.
Yeah.
One minute, he's put me down. I'm going to scratch the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll do that once. I'll pick up a cat once.
Yeah, my cat and the dog have had a rough relationship because my cat's, he's 3 years old-ish.
Cat was in first?
Cat was in first.
Oh, Jesus.
So the dog's only, he's like 20 weeks or something.
That dog would be full of energy.
So much energy, and the cat likes to play, but doesn't know this dog yet.
Yeah.
So the dog gets hyped up. Dog's name's Taco for our record, and the cat's name is Wolf. That'll really throw you. So Taco will want to play. He's a puppy, sees me playing. The cat, but the cat has boundaries.
Oh, the cat plays, but then the cat wants to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there's certain places that are his. So I've got a sliding wardrobe in the bedroom, and I've got like a little set of drawers. The cat will open the sliding door and go sit on the drawers. So inside the wardrobe is sort of his area.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Dog's run in there.
Dog doesn't respect the boundaries, does he?
Doesn't know. So he's gone in, he's come back out, and the cat's going to come in. So it's a one-way road, so someone's got to move. Yeah. So all you hear is this purr. And then the dog does the old helicopter ears, like he's shaking his head, and the cat's just sitting there eyeballing him,
Yeah.
So... He's got a good right hand on him.
Oh, the cat swinging.
Yeah.
So, they are savage things, those cats, aren't
they? He's no claws, but he packs a punch.
So he doesn't scratch.
No scratching. Yeah, I got really lucky with that. So he just has never used them ever.
Jesus, that's lucky.
But does wallop the cat. He'll do drive-bys. The dog. He'll run past the dog and just on the way past, just 1, 2, 3, just as he's going the dog. So it's good entertainment,
Oh, pets. Maybe take him down to Counterbalance.
Have to bring him down. Yeah.
They need a mascot down there.
Absolutely. I was close to bringing it here, but I thought I'd better call you and talk to you
first. Did you call me? You didn't. Did you message me about your dog? Was that you?
No,
who was that? Someone's got a new dog and they wanted to bring it in here. And I said, you can bring it in here, but I can't guarantee my cat's going to
Well, then that's the thing. I didn't want him. He would end up pissing on the carpet. He's a puppy.
Oh,
so,
yeah. Don't want that.
Wouldn't have been a good time.
Not on this dodgy verge carpet that I've got in here. We got guinea pigs as well.
I did see you've got the cage out the front.
Oh, that's the old one. Yeah, they got a brand new pen now.
Yeah.
Those things look better than me.
Aren't they the ones that can just have a heart attack whenever?
Yeah.
You fart too loudly, and next thing you know, they're keeling over.
Yeah. I don't know how these things are alive. They're about 3.
They just must populate real quickly.
If you shave them, they look like baby hippos. Don't shave guinea pigs.
Guinea pigs.
They hate it. They hate
PCA, if you're listening, this is a hypothetical situation.
Let's get in this PCR.
Let's do it.
We have been going way too long.
Let's go.
Tell me about your sponsor, Vault Security.
Vault Security.
Did anyone who at Vault goes, yep, we're in. We've sponsored this peanut Rory. We got to actually get a good boxer in here now.
Yeah. we put Goliath in. Better call David.
Yeah.
So, well, we actually did it. We saw it come up.
Yep.
And we're like, it'd be a good laugh. Why don't we enter together? See what happens. And we did it as a joke. Like, they're not going to call us.
Yep.
Next thing you know,
both in.
Fuck, did you get the email? Yeah, I got the email.
You know Brandon Willington as well?
Okay, I do.
That guy, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
But I can just imagine the three of you together as mayhem.
Yeah, so Wilco's, because he's done work through some of the venues that we work at, and then we've got a similar circle of influence where we've all crossed over in that industry. So happened to know him coming into it, and there is a part of me that wishes I was a little bit lighter and he was a little bit heavier.
Fight Wilco.
I'd love to
Do you know what his nickname is?
Kilco. I know, it's a good one.
That is good. That is good. Yeah.
But no,
have you heard his music?
I haven't yet. I haven't.
Oh my God. I won't spoil it, but it has got this bass come in.
He did tell me about it.
Give me a heart attack.
Yeah, he was gonna show me at the last session, but we ran out of time. So, but no, he's a great guy. He's a great guy, and I think I more or less just want to pummel him just because we know each other. You know,
okay, that's fair.
From sparring, it's all laughing. One of us will punch the other one in the face, and then it's all giggles. You know. So does make it difficult, but I think that's why it'd be fun. So, but I think I'm probably about 10 kilos heavier than him, so probably not.
It's trimming down a bit, isn't he?
Yeah. So
Volt fully supportive of you.
Yeah. So application came through successful, and then we're like, hey, boss man, Mr. Chris Lovett. So he was like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Good on you, Chris Lovett.
Well done, Chris.
Jeez, sponsor two guys. Maybe if you win the two belts, if you both win a belt, are you going to hang them up?
Absolutely. We've already been told that the cutouts are going in the office. So, yeah.
Do you know which team you're going to be on?
No.
I don't know. I don't know yet. Next. No, actually, I don't. No, I don't. There's a lot of things that I could find out, but I deliberately stay out of it because when it gets leaked and someone goes, oh, yeah, I heard that I'm on this team, and if they're right, then they're always going to look at me. So if I don't know, I've got no idea.
Can't help you.
Stay out of everything.
Yeah, I will be interested to see which team I end up on. The blue, that baby blue. Oh,
is it your colour?
It's fucking ugly. Oh, it's fucking
I think it's royal blue, isn't it?
I'll call it what you want. It's not good. It's like it's just this horrible pale blue. You know, I thought it was going to be like that.
Them fighting words you got there.
It's going to be real awkward if I end up on the blue team.
If you do, well, I think you've just lost your opportunity to be on blue. You go pull that shit out at training and we'll see how it goes, all right?
You know, love Glenn, though. He did take me through a couple of rounds and he did put me on my ass. So that was a nice learning experience.
You were sparring with Nige when I saw you, I think. The video I got No, you were not sparring, so doing the pad work.
Yeah.
Quite light on the feet.
Yeah, that was too light. I've got the tie stance still. My front leg just wants to
lift.
Yeah, it's a problem. I am worried about it. But yeah, so I did get lucky because we were odd numbered that day, and I went to go grab my mouth guard, which got dropped off, and then I come back and everyone's partnered up. So Nige has gone, hey, you're my bitch.
He can fight that guy.
Yeah, they can. They're both very knowledgeable. So very lucky, either team, whichever I get. So, but I think I might be a little bit excited to be on the red team. So, just because it looks better.
Shit. I honestly don't know. Have you been to one of these events before?
I haven't. I've been to fight nights, but not the PCR. So I had a friend do it a year or two ago.
Who's that?
Tyler Wood.
Tyler Wood. A year? How long ago?
I don't think it was last year. It might have been pre-COVID now that I think about it.
Tyler Wood. I can't believe I haven't heard that name. I should know. I think I've been to about the last 4.
Yeah. It would have been a while ago now I think about it.
Convention Centre?
Don't remember. I just remember him doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a big night.
It's going to be good.
It's massive.
It's exciting.
Seen the photos?
I have. Yeah.
It is. It's mayhem from start to finish there.
Yeah, good. I'm enjoying it. I love a good show. So
it's the fights start. I think the doors open at 6, and the first fight is like at 6:20. There is no mucking around.
Straight into it.
And when someone leaves the ring, pretty much they have their interview and they leave, and pretty much as they've made their way through the crowd, the next fight's starting.
Yeah, right.
That's
good.
It is good. If you're commentating, though, it's not because you got to watch. What
need a break?
You need a break, and that auction just can't come quick enough sometimes. Yeah. But it's good. It's a good setup, but it is non-stop. It is. It's so much they cram because they were cramming 50. I think they crammed 15 fights into it last time.
Yeah, well, we were aiming for 14, what we were told, but with the pullouts, there's probably going to be maybe 13. So we've had 2 new people come in. So
Yeah.
I think we've had to make up some
Who
numbers.
have you had come in? Mongy?
Mongy, a guy called Alex. I think. Yeah. Yeah. I tell you what, the photos, the old put them up.
How good is that with the
was
mo?
great. With the mo.
With the mo.
That was beautiful.
Have you seen Alex fight?
Nope. And it sounds like I don't want to.
Oh, Jesus.
I hope he looks a lot lighter than me, so I'm hopeful because I don't want to be paired up with him. Just looking at his stature. So
I'm not saying do this, but go onto YouTube and type in Alex Torres MMA. I'm just saying, just do it, just in case you are fighting it. I'm not jumping on anything, but I'm glad I'm not fighting him.
Yeah.
Muay Thai experience. Any boxing experience?
Just from the hands I threw doing that. So, I trained Muay Thai for a long period of my youth.
Yeah.
Maybe 6 to 8 years.
Okay.
Yeah, couldn't tell you. I was a kid. It was through high school. So, and I was always boxer predominant through that, but only had a couple fights.
Does it transfer?
It's a little different.
Yeah.
It's a little different. My footwork is probably my biggest problem because you're sort of 80-20 in Muay Thai. You know, you're very light on that front leg just because you got to stop the kicks coming. So, whereas with boxing, you know, you're more spread out, you're more balanced, and you're moving around. Yeah, and that's I prefer to be more of a counter fighter. That's always been sort of my style. And with the boxing, I notice sometimes if I'm taking a few hits, I'm real heavy on that back leg, and I do notice the front leg starts to come up a bit, and that's just habit. So that's hard to break, but hands are hands, you know, they come out the same way. So yeah. But,
it'll be interesting, especially when you go on later in the rounds. If you do get pushed in, like everyone's a bit tired in round 3, and that's when you got to fall back on what you know.
Yeah, and I really hope I don't kick someone. I think I'll be a bit too tired to get the leg up, to be
If
honest.
If you're in trouble, mate, just sweep the leg. You'll lose a point, but you'll get plenty of time.
We'll be fine.
Funny with that, bro. Don't say that. Don't say that. I told you that.
I cannot confirm or deny.
Have you met Nige, Glenn, Chris, or any of the crew prior to this?
No.
How have you found them?
How have I found them as in to be?
Just personality wise, because they're very the 4 of them. You go Craig, Chris, Glenn, and Nige, 4 very different personalities.
Yeah, it's an interesting combination. So, I think just from working with a little bit with everybody, I do like the just throw 'em in the ring approach that Glenn has. That is fun. Best way to learn how to fight is to just get beat up. So
he does like the sparring early.
He does, and you know, I started seeing that, and I was like, cool, I'm going to get here early, get beat up a little bit, you know. And then Nige as well, great information. So they've both been able to pull up a few bad habits of mine, which has been really good. Craig's just been amazing. Eyes everywhere. He's watching everyone all the time, so he's onto it. And then same with Chris, he's just punishing everybody with pad work. So not loving that one.
It's amazing that they are all so different, but they seem to work well together.
Yeah, I think it's if you had four of the same people, it wouldn't be the same experience. No. So it's good having that different feedback from every person. So they all see different things or see things differently. They make it interesting to how you are looking at your fight style. So
a lot of the blue end up, just from what I see, I believe the blue end up fighting the same style, and all the red seem to fight the same style.
Yeah, okay.
And it can. Well, it's been close. The last one wasn't that close, but I know last time the score was 11-4 to the Reds.
Yeah, wow.
But it wasn't domination.
It's just
there was a lot of close fights that could have easily swung the other way.
Yeah, and that's one thing they sort of prided themselves on early on. They're like, hey, when we pick fights, they're close. There's never a glaring difference in fighters. So, and it's always just been sort of back and forth up until the last one where there was a bit of a gap. So that's good. That's good. I think there is a lot of talent in there for everybody to be matched up fairly. You know, I think really there's only been maybe a couple of people that are new, and I don't know if they're still in the competition. So yeah, I've seen a few people missing, but whether they're on holiday or not, I don't know.
Must be daunting.
Yeah, I think so. I think, coming into it, especially for myself, like I was like, fuck, it's been a long time. Do I still know what I'm doing? Am I going to come into a bunch of Alex Torres's, and
Jesus.
seeing where everyone's sort of at, it's like, cool. Like it's, you've got a good mix. And I think with the weight categories as well, we're going to see some fairly even matchups. So.
There are some people who have spoken to me and after selection night, after the matchups, and they've talked to me and they've got the shits on, thinking that they're just getting fed to an absolute savage. And honestly, they've gone, I can't win, and then they've got up. They pick them that close.
Once you're in there, and that survival mechanic goes, well, I'm fucking in here now. Something changes for some people,
You don't know who's going to turn up on the night as well.
Yeah,
you get in there and have a bad night.
It's a big thing, like seeing. It doesn't matter how big the crowd is. I think probably worse the bigger the crowd, but there's always that adrenaline, that anxiety almost of fuck. I'm walking out in front of all these people, and that the light fingers and the shaky legs, and you're not. It's not like you're scared or anything. It's just that pressure. There's that, and it's going to be exactly the same as at training, just in front of a bunch of people, and just that added pressure of having someone yell out things on a microphone, and now you've got proper break. It just changes the scenario, and that for some people is quite difficult.
Being centre of attention. Yeah, some people thrive on it. Some people lift. Other people are like, nah, just get me to the ring, just get me fighting.
Get me in there. Yeah.
So currently, you've dropped a couple of kilos, obviously, with the training.
I think I've sort of maintained. I think I'm maybe down 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I've pulled in.
You're going to stay there? You're going to go lower? You're going to go higher?
I would like to say I'd go lower.
Yeah.
Just because I would be eating healthy and I would be consistently training, and the training is consistent. The healthy eating, though, not so much.
You're not the healthiest eater?
I like to say we're sponsored by McDonald's. I've been pretty bad. I before coming into this, and I go through sort of ups and downs with my fitness, and I know how important it is, and I'm just lazy. And this comes back to I'm a very addictive person. I get distracted by things, but fitness has always been there on and off, and I've gone through phases where I've put on a lot of weight and then been really fit, but I've just come out of sort of getting that email going, hey, you've been selected and you start in 3 weeks. I was like, fuck. I just come out of like a 3-month sort of hiatus of not doing anything, so I'm having to work back into that. I was like, fuck, okay, I gotta get my shit together.
Having a focal point though has got to make it a bit easier to train.
Yeah, absolutely. I think motivating yourself to say go to the gym, fuck, I got to turn up. I got to go. Do I want to? Whereas, hey, training's 4 times a week. Everyone's there. We're all there together. Turn up and get told what to do. It's like, cool, I'm going to let someone else down if I don't turn up. And that, also yourself, but also that team aspect of being there with people, I think adds a layer of commitment. Also, sponsorship fees. Boss going, if you fucking don't turn up. You will, if you don't go to the training sessions and you half-ass it, you will regret it on the night. Oh, absolutely.
Guarantee
absolutely.
it. About halfway through round 2, you'll be like...
Well, even after doing a couple of rounds, you fuck, I'm suffering.
So different.
Yeah.
It's such a different type of fitness, isn't it? Jesus. You can't... So you're off the alcohol?
Yeah, I'm not a big drinker.
Okay.
Yeah. I might have a couple...
Just food's your vice, is it?
Oh, yeah. I love food.
But don't you have to eat to fuel your body as opposed to eat because you're hungry?
That's the argument, right?
Yeah, it is. I never understood that argument. It sounds right.
When I'm good, I'm good. If I'm trying to lose weight or if I'm trying to do something properly, I will. I can be strict when I need to be. It's just that this time I'm like, oh man, I'm just punching stuff. I'm just hitting stuff as hard as I can for as long as I can. I'm not too fussed about what I'm eating. I'm getting the food. It's just we're getting too much.
How have you got time to make the food, or are you sort of in a bit of a rush?
I've got time.
Yeah.
Do I utilize it? No. Fucking shocking.
So Uber Eats has just been the death of some people, hasn't it?
Oh, it's too easy. It really is. And that's the thing. Like, it would take me. You go to the shops, you buy your groceries, maybe it takes you half an hour, right? Okay. Food's in the fridge. As simple as chucking it in an air fryer for 15 minutes. and yet still I'll wait 45 minutes for my Uber Eats to arrive.
Because it's normally cheaper. That's what it is. Oh, it depends what you get.
No, not even. That's the thing. It's not cheaper. It's more expensive. It takes longer. It makes sense to just cook something up at home, but I don't know. It's just this part of my brain. Yeah, fuck that. Let me answer the door. Hey, brother, how are you? Thanks for the pizza.
It does make sense. That's the scary thing. You notice any different, any mental changes? Are you more confident? You seem to be confident. I suppose working in that industry as well, you're always going to be exposed to, I suppose, violence. So
something I've gone through with, throughout the years. I mean, I've never not been a part of some sort of sport. Like, I've always done boxing through school and then working the doors. You're seeing it every weekend in some form. But I was a little, first stepping in there, I was just like, cool, I got to get used to getting hit again. That's a big one. You're just being okay with being punched in the face. Because that hasn't happened in quite a long time. So, but I think just the confidence in the ring after, I was itching. From day one, I was itching to get off the pad work and just straight into the ring.
Okay.
I love being in there. For me, it's always been, and I guess this maybe speaks to the opposite aspect of, I guess, my personality, which is, the nerdier side that I like to be a little technical. And with boxing, it's, sure, you're bludgeoning each other till one of you potentially falls unconscious, but there's a thinking aspect to it.
It's an art, isn't it?
Yeah, and you've got to pick your shots, and it's very easy just to go in there and swing as hard as you can for as long as you can and get that result. But if you can actually plot it out and you can throw those shots where they need to go and make it work, there's an art to it that I really enjoy, and you don't get that by just bludgeoning pads, and. Yeah, comments from maybe some, I was talking to Justin, one of the other guys.
Abernathy?
Yeah.
He's in tomorrow. Can't wait.
Great kid, yeah. You have a lot of fun. Interesting character.
Doesn't mind messaging me once or twice on Messenger either.
Yeah, same. Loves a message, so great kid. But, he was saying, he's like, oh, man, thought I was getting it down real good on the bag, and then I got in the ring, and I was like, it's a different game when the bag starts punching back, know. And that, just working with that, and like I said before, I've always sort of tried to be a counter fighter. It's just what I prefer. I like to just sort of fire back, and it's that technical aspect. How can I avoid this, or how am I going to eat this and then dish back? So.
And being able to make adjustments whilst extremely fatigued, plus. You might not be 100% there mentally. You might be a bit rocked.
Yeah, and that's something else. You got to. If it hasn't happened, it's a shock, and you get hit in the face, and you get hit hard, and you go fuck, and then they're still relatively fresh. They're going to capitalize, and it's going to be it's a tough time. So, and you just sort of go into survival mode. And when you're tired and you're gassed, technique's out the window, and you just. You're both standing there, you just swing.
Throwing haymakers.
Yeah.
Hoping something connects.
That's it.
I think people get hit for the first time. A lot of people have never been hit, and they go to training and they'll get hit, and they'll go, doesn't hurt as much as I thought it was going to hurt.
Yeah.
It's just a shock.
I think it depends. And hopefully this doesn't sell some of my strategy, but it depends where you're getting hit. And, the headgear is great because it softens a lot of the blows, so... It's hard to knock someone out as it is. You have to have a big, big hit behind you.
It's usually on the jaw. It's usually if someone gets an uppercut or something, yeah.
And that's tough. That's tough without headgear, So then adding headgear into that, you're invulnerable. Unless someone's hitting you, unless you're getting bopped square in the nose and you just can't see, it's going to be hard to see. And I guess that's why maybe there hasn't been any knockouts, right? So...
Yeah, there has.
Oh, there has? Oh, okay.
Well, as in not knockout... Cold, I haven't seen, but there's been stoppages.
Right.
I've seen 1, 2. I think I've seen 3.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, cool. But that's it's tough. It doesn't happen that often. However, as we've seen through training,
it does happen.
Ribs go down all the time, and that doesn't change. And they're a tender spot, so I do like to work the body.
I do see the style of fighting has changed a lot over the last couple of years, because it used to just be headhunting. Everyone just headhunted. Whereas they use the body a lot more. They use the last one, they used the jab a lot, and that won a lot of fights.
That's Glenn's coaching right there.
Did a girl by the name of Carly, Stick It To Your Stokes, terrible nickname, but lovely young lady. She utilised the body shot better than most. She just attacked the body and she got the win. I'm pretty sure she opened up the card last time.
Yeah, right.
And it's the first time I've seen someone really, go to the body repeatedly. Like, we still went to the head, but even in round 3 was going back and just working the body.
It's big, and again, it comes back to, do you remember when you've been punched in the guts and how much it sucks?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you get a good shot in the solar plexus or even in the ribs, you're going to feel it.
In the liver. You get in the liver. And
you get that one.
It's the fight's over.
Yeah, it's not nice.
No.
And that's the thing. You can get hit in the head, you can get rocked and you go, fuck, but you're okay because you're still breathing.
Yeah.
You're still able to move. You can cover up, and you can get what's the word I'm looking for? That realignment of like, fuck, all right, I'm here. You take one to the guts, and you fucking everything's gone. Everything's gone, and it's just survive, and it just takes away everything. And I've always tried to make a point of just working multi levels, up down, because especially, and again, not to say I'm like a pro or anything, but when you're at, I guess, our level, this beginner intermediate sort of level, people are, they're not expecting everything to happen, so they're up down. You hit the body, the guard comes down, cool, the face is open, guard's back up.
They're thinking about it a lot more.
Yeah, and it's just that reaction time, and that's where you can start to pick your shots. So
okay. Do you have any concerns about the event itself?
No. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be fun. So I think my only concern might be is if I'm on, I'd love to be the main event, but if I'm getting in there at 1 o'clock.
Really? You'd like to be late?
Yeah, not too late, but it'd also be nice
Good
just to
on
go,
you.
let's say I'm on Team Red or Team Blue, but let's say Team Red. Hey, everyone else from Team Red, why don't y'all walk me out? Why we're a team,
Oh, yeah, big entourage.
Why not? Last fight of the
Should
night.
do.
And I think no matter who the last fight of the night is, I think everyone should come out with their team. So
I think, don't quote me, I think the final fight is about 11:15 p.m.
yeah, good.
I'm pretty sure, because then they finish it by 11:30. There's all the presentations, the fight of the night, all that stuff goes on, photos, everyone gets in there, has party time. And then at about midnight, the DJ kicks in, everyone got an hour and a half. You're not going to be fighting at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, cool.
I would guess between 11 and 11:15 would be the main
And that
event.
makes sense.
Don't quote me on any of that, people.
Somewhere around there.
Jesus.
So, yeah. But that'd be good. So I would like to see that.
Main event. First person to call that out.
Maybe. Who knows?
A lot of people want to fight early.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 or 3.
Well, they want to get it done and dusted and then go sit with their table.
Oh, and just get on the drinks.
Yeah.
You want to enjoy the entire night.
Yeah. And I think if I'm somewhere in the middle, I feel like I'm not really going to be able to do much of either. Whereas if I'm at the very start, sure, I got the rest of the night. But then if I'm at the very end, you can still come out and you can see a few people,
Everyone's going to be full.
Yeah.
Oh, there's going to be mayhem come midnight. I can just feel it.
Oh, yeah.
What do your family and friends think about you taking part in this?
Friends are all about it.
Yeah.
Can't wait. All my friends most of my friends come from security background, so
they're going to have the double because you and Rory obviously got some mutual friends.
yeah, a couple. So we've got our office is all coming. We got a couple of our boys that want to come along. So there's a bit of shared table, so 4 tables between us.
Okay.
So,
Am I going to be able to pick them?
Probably not, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, probably not. I think they'll blend in quite well. So, yeah. My friends are pretty normal looking. But they're excited.
What'd your family say about you taking part?
Yeah, well.
Do they know?
They know. My dad's not a drinker, so the idea of spending, $350 to not drink and just come see a bunch of... He's not huge on it.
Yeah.
My mum, just anything. If there's alcohol, she's there. So she's like, yeah, look, but she's not big on the violence. So my dad was always the one that came to my fights earlier. Mum never did. She watched someone else fight, but not me.
Okay. I do understand that.
Yeah, fair enough. So.
Any siblings or anything?
Did ask my brother, but he's also gone through a dry... whatever month it is.
Yeah.
I think he's actually just quit drinking. Like he used to drink like a lot of like whiskey, all the fancy shit, and
Oh,
he's
yeah.
just sort of gone, nah, I'm good now. So same thing again.
Done.
$350 for that. He's like, can't just record it for me. He's a snitch. He's a tight ass. And then I got a sister, but she lives Eastern State. So
Okay.
yeah, so we'll send him the video.
So it's just gonna be all the boys there, is it?
That's it.
It might be a good thing actually, because with the parents there, it must be very daunting to see their kids in the ring.
Probably. Couldn't tell you. So.
They'll see it. We'll edit all that up and we'll send him a copy.
Yeah,
One of the guys last year, and I'm not saying I can do this, but I did try to do it last time. Is he was governor of Owen Waite, and he wanted to live stream it to his mates back in the UK.
Oh yeah.
And we were going to set up a phone on the side of the desk and just live stream that. We didn't end up doing it. I think his missus did it actually. I think she set up some way.
What you could probably do is if you got like a Discord or something, you could just pop the phone up on a stream, give the channel ID to anybody that's interested, just have it run throughout the night. People can come and go as they want. Stream stays up. There you go.
Where would you plant it though?
Yeah, that's a good question. So you
Can't have it on the
kinda
side of the
want it-
ring.
Yeah, that'd be the tough thing. You'd have to have maybe someone moving around with it. But
Just a drone.
why not? Why not?
I don't think the Crown will allow that, mate. All right, who do you reckon your opponent will be? I think I've got some photos of most of you guys.
Yeah,
up
let's pull up a couple because
there. These are only the ones that I got from the other night, okay?
Okay.
Is Mongy?
I don't think so.
Your chance?
I don't think so.
The difference between Mongy now than Mongy 12 months ago is
Do you know
astonishing.
how much he weighs?
Mongy?
Yeah.
Nah, it'd have to be 85, I reckon.
Yeah, I think he might be someone for Wilco, to be honest.
That's a tough gig, whoever's got Mongy.
Yeah.
Trent Clown.
Could be Trent. He's around the 100 mark. He's a bit tall, but he's in the right weight category.
You're going to be going up against about 4,000 people that Trent has brought along. You know that, don't you?
That's fine. If it's Trent, all I got to do is beat Trent.
Someone's got to play the villain. Honestly,
it.
someone's got to mouth off. Alex Torres with one of the greatest moustaches and that stance.
Yeah,
It
just
was
the old.
just ye old boxing times. Good on you.
Could be Dave. I think he's around the same weight as well.
Dave's tall though.
He's tall. Oh, they're all fucking tall. I'm just short as hell. Dags is I think he's way lighter than me, so I don't think so. Man,
Oh, look at that guy.
Criminal.
Oh, that's a good colour for you, that red as well,
Does look
isn't
good,
it?
doesn't
Nice.
it? Could be Matt, and I have a feeling it might be Matt. We're similar height, similar weight.
Matt's tall though, isn't he? Taller than you.
He's taller than me, but he's probably the closest.
He looks. I've only met him once. He just looks a little unpredictable.
He hits hard.
He looks like he's got. He looks like he's got a bit of anger going on in there,
I think
doesn't
so.
he?
He definitely come through first sort of couple of weeks of sparring. A couple of comments made is he hits a bit hard.
Bit too hard.
Yeah. So
Billy,
I swear to fucking God, if it's Billy, I'm gonna lose my marbles.
why?
I like Billy.
He's
I like
such a
Billy.
good guy, isn't he?
He's the most frustrating person to fight. He's tall.
He's a frustrating person. That's it.
He's just a tall, long-limbed, and I hope you watch this, Billy. But fuck you, he's a pain
Jesus.
in the ass to spar, and he knows it. And I've told him as well.
So funny.
Oh, but because we're same weight, but he's got like half an arm on me. Like it's ridiculous.
Big boy. Barry Cox.
Where he's a weapon.
He is.
He's about 20 kilos lighter than me. So
He's small.
He moves around like Bruce Lee. Like when he spars, he does the whole like.
He's in and out. He's quick, isn't he?
Yeah.
He'd be hard to hit.
Well, if you can get him, if you can pin him down, you can get him. But he's always moving. Always
Imagine
moving.
pinning him down. You just have to hold him.
Just one hand on the
One-handed. Brandon?
Would love to. I would love to.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Justin Abernathy? He will be chatting the whole time.
His
mouth will be
just
going
going,
non-stop.
How much fun he's having. He'd commentate his own fight. I reckon with the headgear, we just strap a mouthpiece in and we see how we go.
He's a good man. Rory. Big boy.
Yeah, I'd fucking beat that
Schwartz.
guy too. Razor's an interesting one. And he's definitely someone I thought I might end up with. But again, very tall. So I don't know how they're considering that when it comes down to it. Because, I mean, look, at a certain point, you weigh what you weigh, and you're gonna have to fight the tall people at some point.
I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe that they will match you up on skill.
Yeah.
Skill is the number one thing. Weight is the second.
Yeah, okay.
Which is good.
Could be Billy then. Could be Billy.
Could be Billy.
I think Billy's probably, in terms of closest way, I think he's probably the one that's been giving me a run for my money.
I don't know. It's good, though, that they do weigh you. I mean, you have to be approved by the commission. It has to be close, but they'll be fine. There's ways around it.
Yeah.
Inika, maybe fight her?
Probably not. I have a feeling that she might be fighting one of the other chicks.
She's fight. I don't know. I reckon she's going to fight Jess.
I think so, yeah.
She's going to fight Jess. You got Jasmine's going to fight Maddie. Maddie something or other.
Is it Maddie?
Maddie was there early. She's in Bali.
Ah, okay.
She's taking it seriously, man.
There's the other Bella and then the other blonde girl. Yep.
Yeah. Bella is probably going to be fighting Danielle. Yep. Danielle can fight.
Yeah, I've heard about this. So Rory told me a little bit about this.
That'll be very good, those two.
She's got a shoulder injury, though, so I don't know how she's going to go.
She'll be fine. Just strap it up.
Yeah.
A couple of anti-inflammatories. Bella will be fine. Come in with a full face of makeup.
Yeah.
Anyone more done up for their photos than Bella?
No. I do remember the girls talking about it, the training before, like, oh, you guys are all going to dress up for the photos, and I don't think anyone else did. So there you go.
This guy can fight.
I've barely seen him. He's not at every session.
Okay.
And when he is, I'm usually getting pummeled by someone in the ring, so I haven't actually got too much eyes on him.
He must have had experience. He's very comfortable.
Yeah, okay.
Very comfortable. Big Rich.
Fun guy. I think he's on the heavier side, though. I think he's more Rory's area.
He's coming in next week, I'm pretty sure.
Nice guy.
That's it. No one else was there. These ones were just the cardboard there.
There you go. Sample. Could be. Maybe it's Mongy.
I had to throw in any background I possibly could there. That's why I just chucked that in, just to make a point. Maybe it's Mongy.
I'll tell you what, if you do me a favour, just maybe saturate the photo a little bit. I'm looking a bit pale.
It was just, you know how you took the side-on photos?
Yeah.
It was just to show people why I wanted, okay, I'll saturate it. Jesus Christ, get off my back. What are we up to here? Here we go. Walkout music, 2 hours 30.
I haven't got a fucking clue. I really don't.
Nothing.
Maybe Thomas the Tank Engine.
Tom Cardy. Thomas the Tank Engine. Cardy had Thomas the Tank Engine last time.
Oh, it's been done?
It has been. That was done in the last one.
I'm gonna have to think of something soon because it's
very soon. You got to submit these things.
Yeah, not sure though.
No walkout music.
My girlfriend did say fight song. You know, I don't know. It's a female artist, and it's definitely not a fight song.
Oh, okay.
However, it would be funny. I'm always up for the less serious option because everyone takes it so seriously, and it's a big night. But
you got to get pumped, though.
Yeah,
got to get pumped,
and that's why I haven't gone one way or the other because I want to get pumped up, but at the same time, I'm like, we're all here for fun, you know.
What about the one that I sent that I said it was going to be Glenn's? Do you remember? Did you hear this the other night?
This is a good one.
When this song, right? It was 12 years ago. This song was released. It's by a band called Toasters and Moose, and this song was like sitting on like 1,000 views for 11 years, and then something happened, and then suddenly everyone's gone nuts with it. I'll play a little bit of it just for everyone.
It's terrible. It's so bad.
How enthralled does he look on the keyboard?
Just loving it.
Maybe you could go a bit of Taste the Biscuit.
I don't know. I might not go with that. Okay. But yeah. So I mean, I'll think of something in the next couple of days.
You get a couple of days. You could get Brandon to do a mix for you or something like that.
I reckon he'll stitch me up.
He will, no question in my mind. That is the worst thing you could possibly do.
Yeah, he'll stitch me up for sure. So
nickname, what have we got?
Oh, I'm thinking maybe not. So
you're just going to go straight name.
Maybe.
I think Rory mentioned that as well.
He did. Yeah, it was something thrown around the office. So everyone's got the name. So it's kind of like, all right, well,
imagine that. You two, just no name whatsoever.
Who's that guy? That's Josh.
Yeah.
Doesn't need a name.
That's
Either
it.
that or
Take off the last name.
yeah,
Just have Josh.
one name.
Everyone knows
Yeah.
it's Josh.
Either that or maybe something like Miss or Missak or something like that.
Okay.
So, I don't know, something catchy.
I don't think you have to have a nickname.
I don't think so.
Don't think so. If you don't want to.
So we'll see.
I can think of some. I'll throw some your way.
Yeah,
I come
let
up
me
with some
know.
great ones. There's
Let me
been some garbage over the years. Jess the Jessinator Allen. There we go. Once again, every episode, Jess. The nickname was terrible. I'm telling everyone. After it's all done, there is the come down.
Mm-hmm.
There is this focal point for a lot of you guys and gals for the last probably 4 or 5 months, really, when you think about it. Have you got things in place that are going to help you during that come down period?
As in just like after the fight, after like what are we like training wise?
Yeah, some people find there's a bit of an emptiness, maybe a lack of...
I've been pretty keen. Like, I'm probably gonna go take up some sort of combat sport after this. So it's been a good what's the word?
Just reignited the fire.
Just reliving it. So it's been fun. I don't know how serious I'll take it. You know, I'll just do it more for fun than I think actually trying to get into the ring all the time. But who knows? You know, I think it's just been fun just jumping in. So.
It's probably good at 30 as well, because your body's still hanging in there. You get little niggly injuries, you're just hanging in there, but you can take it as far as you want, and you can stop it whenever it stops being fun. You might just train. You might get in for one amateur bout, get your ass handed to you. So let's go back and train more.
Yeah, might be one of those things where I just become that resident who's just sort of does all the training, beats up the new kids with the
gatekeeper.
Yeah, the gatekeeper. Like, so you want to get in the ring, huh? Back in my day.
like your local BJJ place.
Yeah.
You got some guy that's like a blue, I don't even know the order, but like a blue belt, and he gets all the white belts and just submits everyone at the start. Yeah. Doesn't take on anyone good, just all the new guys.
Just hold back the beginners. So maybe that's for me.
And overall, are you happy? Are you happy with where you are in life?
Absolutely. It's hard not to be. Yeah.
Have ups and downs, but you're good?
Always. I think it's just... You just keep doing what you're doing. Well, not if you're like an axe murderer or something. But
no, stop doing that. If you're doing that, that's not good.
I think it's important to just keep doing the things you need to do and just try to enjoy it.
We've got it good here. I don't think people appreciate how good we've got it.
It's nice.
We may be heading into a filthy recession as well, but
possibly, but not yet.
But you know what? You know the way I look at it, everyone's heading into it.
That's it.
It's not like me. I'm like going, Brad, you're having a recession. Everyone else, party time. But Brad, no, you're in trouble.
By the way, I do have a letter from the government for you.
For me.
Bad news. But no, absolutely. So I think, look, it's just life's life. You can either be shitty and miserable and resentful of it, or you can just enjoy it and you can deal with the shit and have fun while you do it.
You always get out of it somehow, don't you? No matter how bad the shit is, you always pull yourself out.
And look, you know, if you really want to go there, none of us are getting out alive.
No. This event has definitely given you something to look forward to and some excitement.
Yeah.
And this next 4 weeks, as soon as you break off into the team, I know why they do it, but if they could do it earlier, I think it'd change a lot. But they can't, because they're trying to make it fair. You can't switch teams halfway through.
Yeah, exactly.
Mate, you're exactly 1 month out. In 1 month from now, I'll be joining you at the Perth Crown Towers Grand Ballroom. Tickets go on sale tomorrow at midday. That's Friday, midday. This probably won't even get out today, but they're on sale Friday, so they're probably on sale now. Check out our social media for where to buy your tickets. Mate, I want to wish you all the best for the last month and for the night. I'm sure we'll definitely enjoy some drinks, maybe, if you take the main event. And after the event, if you ever do want to come back in here and relive the glory, just know you are always welcome,
Sounds
mate.
good to me. Much appreciated.
Thanks for your time, mate. I'll chat to you soon.
Will do.